stamp on this region. All right, let's do it emphatically. Yellow, jacket, 2-3.
When you're in a pinch and need a meal fast, turn to your local Super One Foods. Whether it be wings and dip for watching the big game, or simply a delicious, healthy meal that's sure to satisfy even the
Let's put our stamp on this region. All right, let's do it emphatically. Yellow, jacket, 2-3.
pinch and need a meal fast? Turn to your local Super One Foods. Whether it be wings and dip for watching the big game, or simply a delicious healthy meal that's sure to satisfy even the picky eater in your family, we have you covered with convenient grab-and-go food options, all at the affordable prices you've come to expect. So leave the cooking to us and stop by your neighborhood Super One Foods, serving you lower prices and better choices.
With me today, we're gonna have a good time. You've convinced me. I'm ready to switch my account. Oh my gosh! Specific answer. They're learning quick. Can we Google it? Whatever. Okay. He's a quick study.
There's so many words I want to say. Be careful. It is a love story.
You bet it is.
Fair.
I wasn't done.
Ask the questions that you think are silly. Thank you for joining. Bye.
Hanging out and enjoying the outdoors.
So come join us at the University of Wisconsin-Superior, where every day is an opportunity to learn, grow, and make your mark on the world. We can't wait to welcome you into our hive. Go Yellow Jackets!
There's nothing better than a Subway Series footlong, except when you add a new footlong sidekick, like the boss with a new footlong cookie. This might be my favorite sidekick ever. What?
Every epic footlong deserves a perfect sidekick.
Coach McKenna in 3-2-1.
Yellow Jacket Hockey is on the air from Westman Arena on the campus of the University of Wisconsin-Superior, where tonight the Yellow Jackets are looking to win their 10th consecutive game as they play host to the Falcons from the University of Wisconsin-River Falls. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Yellow Jacket Hockey pregame show sponsored by National Bank of Commerce. I am John Garver, and folks, this Yellow Jacket men's hockey team is playing its best hockey of the season, no doubt about that, and arguably about some of the best hockey we've seen in probably the last 10 years as the Yellow Jackets come into this one having won 9 consecutive games. That ties for the third longest win streak in program history. The last time this happened, you got to go back to 2001-2002, and we all know how that season ended up. So the Yellow Jackets are in some pretty rarefied air, some really good company in the closing stages of this 24-25 season. They lead the WIAC. More on that a little bit later on in the pregame show. They're 8-1-1 at home. They've surpassed their win total from last year. They've surpassed their goals scored total from last year, and easily playing the best hockey we've seen in the second half of the Rich McKenna era here at UW Superior. On the other side, you've got a UW River Falls club that has started out the season hot. They were 6-1. And the Yellow Jackets went into Hunt Arena in early December, won that game in overtime, and it's been a little bit of a tougher sled for UW River Falls since then. They've been, in their last 6 games, they've won 3, lose 3, so they've been fighting it a little bit here of late, and they're looking to get on some solid footing as well as they head into the stretch run. There's only 8 games to go in the WIAC, and we all know what a grind this is going to be and how it's all going to come down to that final weekend. Keep piling up wins, keep piling up points, and that's the objective for the Yellow Jackets here in this one. A lot more to come on the Yellow Jacket Hockey pregame show, sponsored by National Bank of Commerce. As always, we'll catch up with Yellow Jacket head coach Rich McKenna. We'll take a look at the starting lineups. We'll find out what happened in the last conference game, that one coming earlier this week, so we'll take a peek at that, a look at the standings, player of the week, national polls, all that stuff and more as the pregame show continues right after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. Conference games to go here the rest of the way for everybody in the WIAC, and all the games with the travel partner are done, so the Yellow Jackets closed out their portion of the schedule with that game against Northland last Wednesday. More on that in a moment. River Falls has closed out their portion with UW Stout, and it's just conference games the rest of the way for the Yellow Jackets. 2 here this weekend with River Falls. Next weekend they're on the road for 2 at Eau Claire. The following weekend, 2 on the road at UW Stout before they close things out with 2 games at home against UW Stevens Point. And that's the way things are going to shake out in the WIAC moving forward here. Last time out for the Yellow Jackets was a 7-1 win over Northland here at Westman Arena, a game that really was never in doubt. The Yellow Jackets opened the scoring at the 14-minute mark of the opening period. Chris Ishmael scored his 4th to make it 1-0. Iki Kagawa at 17:38 of the first. Gave the Yellow Jackets a 2-0 lead after one period. In the second period, they stretched the lead at 4:51. Third goal of the season for Gavin Watt made it 3-0, and then a shorthanded goal by Matt Francois, his fourth of the season. That came at 9:44. 4-0 Yellow Jackets at that point. Nolan Christie scored on a power play for Northland at 10:09 of the second period to get the Lumberjacks on the board. Yellow Jackets responded at 16:37. First goal of the season for Cade Shea, and the Yellow Jackets were up 5-1 after two. In the third, the Jackets scoring twice in the span of 24 seconds. Fourth of the season for Austin Paul at 7:14, made it a 6-1 game. And then the Jackets closed it out with a power play goal at 7:38. Second of the year for Carson Riddle. Final score 7-1. Yellow Jackets in the game out shooting Northland 41-11. Jack Boschert, 10 saves, got the victory in that one, improving his record to 5-1. Last time out for UW River Falls, they played a non-conference series last weekend, falling to St. Olaf on the road 3-2 on Friday night, and then on Saturday needing overtime to get a 4-3 win over St. Mary's. And it was kind of a perilous position for the Falcons there because they were down late and got a goal late in the third period to tie the game before getting the overtime winner to get the victory at 4-3. So heading into this stretch run now, what are we looking at in the conference standings? Well, you've got UW Superior sitting in first place with 16 points. They're 13-3-1 overall, 6-1 in the WIAC. Stevens Point is 2 points back in second place, 12-4-1 overall, 4-2-1 in conference play. River Falls is sitting in third place, 10-7 overall, 4-3 in conference play, 13 points. And just kind of looking at the way it was when the Jackets went into Hunt Arena back in early December, River Falls was 6-1, and since that time, is 4-6 in those 10 games. So the Yellow Jackets are 9-0 in that stretch, and then 4-6 is River Falls. So you can see how the teams have kind of gone in opposite directions since that first meeting of the season. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a moment as well. Eau Claire is sitting in fourth place. They've got 12 points, 6-10-1 overall, 4-3 in the WIAC. So you got the top four teams separated by 4 points, business as usual in the toughest conference in Division III men's hockey. UW Stout is in fifth place. They have 8 points, 9-6-2 overall, 2-4-1 in the WIAC. And then Northland College is sitting at 1-15, 0-6 in the 0-7 in the conference, and they have 0 points. Around the WIAC this weekend, UW Eau Claire is at the Bay Area Civic Center in Ashland for 2 games to take on Northland. That's a 7 o'clock face-off tonight. And then UW Stevens Point is at the Finetti Community Center in Menominee. They're taking on UW Stout, so I hope my friends Tom Weaver and Sean McMahon are staying warm in that building, the coldest building in the conference by far. And when the weather is chilly outside, it obviously is pretty chilly within that venue as well. Player of the week in the WIAC was Nicholas Pigeon from UW Stout. He led the Blue Devils to a pair of non-conference wins last week, scoring 3 goals and an assist on 8 shots while winning 16 faceoffs. Scored a goal in the second period in a 5-1 win over Augsburg and in a 6-3 victory over Concordia. He scored 2 goals, including the game winner, and added an assist. In the national polls, those came out on Monday of this week. D3 Hockey News has the Yellow Jackets sitting at number 11 and UW Stevens Point at 12. And USCHO, has it kind of flipped a little bit. Stevens Point is sitting at 11 and UW Superior is at 13. River Falls is still receiving votes in that poll. And as we look around the WIAC as we head into this one here tonight. Just under 23 minutes away from the drop of the puck here at Westman Arena between the Yellow Jackets and UW River Falls. We'll take a timeout, and when we come back, we'll have a look at the starting lineups for this one, sponsored by Superior Choice Credit Union. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. Arena, about 20.5 minutes away from the drop of the puck here tonight between the Yellow Jackets and UW River Falls, and it's time for us to take a look at the starting lineups in this one. Starting lineups, as always, are sponsored by Superior Choice Credit Union. Kobe Grant's going to get the starting goal here for the Yellow Jackets, the sophomore out of Vernon, British Columbia, making his 8th appearance on the season. He's 5-1-1, a sparkling 1.69 goals against average, and a .949 save percentage for Kobe Grant. One shutout between the pipes as well. And unfortunately for him, also about a minute away from having his second shutout of the season. Jackets gave one up in the final minute against Concordia here a couple of Friday nights ago. But a really good start to the season for Kobe Grant. He's been rock solid between the pipes. In the pregame show here a couple of games ago, Coach McKenna mentioned, this is the Kobe that we were seeing when he was playing in the Manitoba Junior League here a couple of years ago. He's playing that way here so far, so he will get the nod in between the pipes for the Yellow Jackets tonight. Starting defense pair for the Yellow Jackets will be Evan Axel and Tyler Ryder. And the forward line will feature Justin Dauphiné centering Daniel Roosevelt on the right wing and Reed Stark on the left. Other forward lines for the Yellow Jackets here this evening. You'll have, lost my spot, Matt Francois will center Colin Pedersen on the right wing and Iki Kagawa on the left. You'll have Gavin Rasmussen centering Gavin Watt on the right wing and Carson Riddle on the left. And then Alexei Yermolnik will have Logan Nickerson on the right wing and Blake Setter on the left. Other defense pairs for the Yellow Jackets, Liam Whitehouse is partnered up with Blake Holmes in his return to the lineup. And Matt Danziger and Dusty Bergstrom, who've been together all season long, will be paired together as well. Extra skater tonight is Frank DeVorney. Backing up Kobe Grant this evening for the Yellow Jackets will be sophomore goaltender Jack Boschert. Jan Skorpik, I believe, maybe back in the country after playing at the World University Games where he was absolutely stellar for Czechia. Unfortunately, I don't think they medaled, but he was absolutely spectacular between the pipes for them as their starter. But he's not on the depth chart here this evening, so not available to the Yellow Jackets. I believe he just got back, so maybe tomorrow that will change. On the other side, Brennan Boynton will get the starting goal for UW River Falls, making his 18th appearance on the season. He has a record of 10-7-0, a 2.47 goals against average, and a .911 save percentage. The starting five in front of him. I lost my, there it is. I lost my roster. Sorry about that. Cole Teleke and Connor Brust will be the defense pair, and then the forward line will be Max Collette centering Dylan Smith on the right wing and Johnny Myers on the left, and that clearly is their top scoring line for sure. They've been very, very good for UW River Falls thus far. The officials for tonight's game, as assigned by the Wisconsin Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, the referees are Travis Alberg and Sean Hauser, and the linesmen are Kyle Bates and Jace Friedlieb. And that is your starting lineup, sponsored by Superior Choice Credit Union. Coming up here after the break, we will have our pregame conversation with Yellow Jacket head coach Rich McKenna, and this is probably one of the most unique ones I've ever done. And I'm nearing 600 games as the play-by-play voice of the Yellow Jackets, and never once have I had a referee get into the conversation, and that happened here today. It was mostly by humor because he was walking past, so Coach McKenna made sure to, as he said, fire a shot across the bow, and the referee said, okay, I'm going to get in on this, so he got in and had part of the conversation as well. So it was a fun one, and that's going to be coming up right after this timeout. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. take on the Falcons of UW River Falls in the first game of a 2-game weekend series. I am John Garver, and I'm joined by Yellow Jacket head coach Rich McKenna. And Coach, a little bit of time off here now for the guys after that. After the win over Northland last Wednesday, had the weekend off, so a chance for them to get away, and for the guys banged up, a little bit of a chance to heal.
Yeah, we tried to use it a little bit as a mini camp with leading up into Northland, and then gave them off the day after. Did a little team building event on Friday, gave them Saturday and Sunday, and then kind of picked up a work week then, and Monday through Thursday here, and here we are. So it was a good little break. It was nice. I was able to be a dad last weekend and went down, and my Pee Wee B1 team took third place, so that was cool, and it was a fun weekend with the boys.
Talk a little bit about the team building event, because I saw some of the photos from the guys. It looked like it was a lot of fun. Yeah, Proctor has a pretty neat setup back there and all that stuff. So we just went out and had a barbecue, and guys all wore their junior jerseys, and there was some other funny jerseys too, and all that other stuff. And in all honesty, when I was flipping hot dogs and burgers and everything, they were skating harder than if I would have had to practice. So we got some work in too. Rewind to last Wednesday, a 7-1 win over Northland here, and it's the first game, I guess, of the stretch run, because the non-conference are done. You got your third one out of the way with Northland, and I guess it's kind of hard to judge based on the season that they are having there. But all in all, you guys did what you needed to do. Yeah, you got to win games, right? So we were able to do that, and and again then Northland goes out the following weekend and gets their first W. The worst thing you can do is not prepare for them and think it's going to be easy. Those kids keep coming. I mean, they're hats off to them. To me, they're one of the most resilient teams, and I think Shane's doing a stand-up job with keeping those kids focused and pushing for. It's very easy to pack it in. And they went out and they got one for themselves, and I texted them right after the game, and we'll keep it I won't say what I texted him, but he was already doing it. So, and I said, good for you. So it was, but yeah, I was happy. We got, those are 9 points that we needed. But again, I told our guys, we're in the process right now of, we have to balance expectations, but balance also reality, right? We've, though everyone has the same amount of games played, we haven't all played the same opponents. So, let's, knock the guys down a peg or two, keep them hungry, keep them confident, because still, a win's a win, doesn't matter. But, it's, we got the job done, and it was good. The guy I loved last Wednesday was Matt Francois. Goal and an assist for him. The assist was fantastic. The goal, an old grinder like me who drives the net, loved that a lot when I saw him take it down the wing and take it hard to the net. And what a nice season he's putting together for his last year here. Yeah, it took him 5 years to figure it out, but he did, right? So, no, Franny's playing great. He's hard. He's great on the dot. He's first guy over the boards for the kill. He just does all the little things. And you put him with, Iki Kagawa, our leading scorer. He's centering our leading scorer. But it's because he plays the game the right way, and he allows Iki to cheat a little bit. He can get on Iki too when it gets a little bit too flamboyant for Franny. I almost don't even have to yell at Iki, because Franny's yelling at him, because he's been under me for so long. So, but no, I'm really proud of him. He's having a great year. He's going out with a bang right now, so it's really good. And that line, you mentioned Iki, you mentioned Franny, but Colin Pedersen on the right side, they got something cooking right now. Yeah, Petey, can't play him enough. Can't, he's just the warrior. He basically came here hurt and has played just through it. We finally got it figured out and fixed, and
let him get into the gym and get some training, and you can see what he's doing. And it's you never know what you're going to get. Like kids, when you're out there recruiting and all that stuff. Like Icky he scored the least out of all the freshmen in junior hockey, and look what he's doing here. And Petey, Petey was what he is here was what he was up in Alaska and or in Anchorage, but he's just doing more with it. Like he's just such a detailed and good player, and like I wish I had 4 more of them. And we're getting there too, because I think Nickerson's kind of being groomed by him right now.
Blake Holmes has 6 points in the last 3 games from the blue line. No goals this year for him, but 10 assists. He's already surpassed his total from a year ago. But I think the thing that really is sticking out in his play, he's staying out of the penalty box this year.
Yes. Holmesy, my old man's probably going to hear this if he's tuned in. I had the controlled aggression talk that I got as a child from my dad, and I basically did it verbatim. And it sunk in, and he's been able to put together a good little stretch here, and I'm proud of him. Like, he's a really good player, and he'll be a guy that signs right when this season's over for sure.
Turn the page now. The stretch run, as we said, is here. 8 games to go. The first 2 coming this weekend. River Falls is in town for a 2-game series, a team you saw earlier in the year. Good hockey game down there in River Falls, too, that you guys snuck out in overtime.
I would say it was probably the best game of the season, in all honesty. I thought it was 2 teams that really went after each other. Don't expect anything different here this weekend. They brought in, I think they brought in 2 guys at Christmas time too. So like they might be a little bit different. But they're a structured team. They're in that 1-3-1, and you got to do some things a little bit differently to get through that. You got to get to their goalie. You give the guys the things that you need to be successful, but ultimately it's worry about us, not what the other team's doing. But it should be a good game tonight.
Best face-off team in the league too.
For sure, their centers are very good. They cheat a lot on the dot, and the refs really don't say anything to them. But so it was but we'll get there. I send the shot across the ball. Travis Alberg is now joining us here for this interview. He'll be reffing tonight, so hopefully he takes a look at the dot and keeps it fair.
Absolutely. We'll make sure that the linesmen get them in there. One of the things we always preach is the fact that if the wings get into position and they don't cheat, because that's obviously on the coaches and the parents for raising them to cheat. So if they allow that to happen, we will enforce it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Travis.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck.
Take care, Garth.
As Yellow Jacket head coach Rich McKenna, 9th season behind the bench, 104 wins, 103 losses, 17 ties. His counterpart is Steve Freeman in his 29th season with the Falcons, 460 wins, 278 losses, and 66 ties, his all-time mark at UW River Falls. And I did not expect referee Travis Alberg to just go, you know what, I'm going to hop in on this now, and I'm going to, I got to stick up for myself here because this Yahoo is talking about officials here. But it was hilarious, and Travis Alberg is one of our favorite officials for a reason, and it's for that kind of thing right there. So very, very cool that he jumped in and. You can't say, we were saying bad things about the referees when the referee jumped right in there to take part in it too. So at any rate, that's going to do it for the Yellow Jacket Hockey pregame show, sponsored by National Bank of Commerce. When we come back, we'll have the drop of the puck between the Yellow Jackets and the Falcons right here from Westman Arena in Superior. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. We're back at Westman Arena, moments away from the start of this one between the Yellow Jackets and UW River Falls. Game number 18 on the 24-25 campaign for both the Yellow Jackets and the Falcons. I am John Garver, and he is Jason Roan. We're glad to have you with us here tonight as the Yellow Jackets. Jason, this is kind of where I say the rubber meets the road. And what do I mean by that? Well, the stretch run is the stretch run in this conference. It all comes down to what happens in this final 8 games of the season. It doesn't matter what spot you're in the standings. This is when it all happens. And traditionally, over the last few years, we're going to talk about this during the broadcast tonight, this hasn't been friendly to the Yellow Jackets. They have struggled in those last 8 games.
Right, and the Yellow Jackets have put themselves in good position. Now it's time to start seeing if they can finish the job in terms of the conference standings.
Kobe Grant will defend the goal to our left here in the opening 20 minutes. The Yellow Jackets in the home gold jerseys with black and white trim will be heading from left to right here in this opening period. Dauphiné in to take the face-off for the Yellow Jackets against Max Collette, the top face-off man in the WIAC. Kyle Bates has the puck. It'll hit the ice. The Jackets win the draw, and we are underway here at Westman Arena. The opening face-off is sponsored by Barker's Island in northern Wisconsin's Island Getaway. Reed Stark on the left wing, who scored the game-winning goal in overtime when these teams met in River Falls back in December. Plays it deep behind the Falcon net now. Justin Dauphiné, right wing side. Cycles it back down low for Daniel Roosevelt. He's got it on the half-boards, feeds up top. Ryder fakes, gets around one man. They down front, they score! Reed Stark on the redirection, 28 seconds in, and it's 1-0.
Great centering pass there to Tyler Ryder, and instead of just blasting it, he held the puck, danced around the oncoming checker, and found Stark on the back door for a great tip-in. Just a beautiful goal for the Yellow Jackets.
What a fake by Tyler Ryder. Absolutely great fake, and props to Reed Stark for going to the net. That was an easy one for him. 28 seconds in, and this baby's 1-0. They gave Dauphiné the assist on that as well, but it should be Roosevelt, so we'll have to go ahead and get that one changed up in the stat file. But at any rate, Jackets on the attack again. River Falls will take it back now. They feed it over to Ethan Lindahl on the right wing. He tipped it into the Yellow Jacket zone. Puck bounces around a little bit, and then we're going to get a stoppage in play here.
And that was a good pass from Roosevelt against the grain, off the half boards. Snuck it through, put it right on the tape, gave Ryder the opportunity to pump that great fake and then pull it around the defender and hit Stark on the back door.
Stark's 10th of the season. Roosevelt and Ryder get the helpers. Jackets off and running here early. Always a good thing to get that first goal of the game. Jackets 8-2 on the season when they score first. Ian Carpenter for River Falls rifles that one into the Yellow Jacket zone. It comes all the way around to the left point where the Falcons hold. Now the Yellow Jackets break it up, and behind the net it's controlled here by Danziger. He comes up the right side, rink wide, feet on the left for Riddle. Riddle flips it into the zone, gets it in on goal. Boynton's going to make the save. Now the Yellow Jackets, Gavin Watt out of the left wing corner. Watt left circle, throws that one in front. Wanted Riddle rather. And then that one's going to be deflected and end up coming over the glass and out of play. 18:25 to go here in this opening period. Just getting it cranked up here at Westman Arena on this Friday night. Yellow Jackets with the early 1-0 lead. Glad to have you along on 91.3 KUWS on Yellow Jacket TV. However you're consuming this game, we're glad you're consuming it. John Garver, Jason Roan with you here for the duration here this evening. Falcons control the face-off now. Cole Teleke's got it. He's going to move it around to the right wing side where Foss clears it out to neutral. Check that, it's Gib Cody rather. Puck comes down into Yellow Jacket territory. Comes in on goal. Big pile up there. And are they going to count that? River Falls is celebrating. Travis Alberg points, and this one's tied.
Red light came on. Nothing Kobe Grant could do about that.
No, and 9 guys come piling into your goaltender. River Falls is celebrating. Sean Hauser, one referee standing at center ice. Travis Alberg, the other referee, pointing at the net. Talking with one of the linesmen here. I'm assuming this is going to be a good goal. And now they're going to have a chat with the goal judge.
Although several of the UWS players are lined up at the circle to the left of Kobe Grant, kind of protesting this.
Well, yeah,
and right.
Again, like you said, there's absolutely nothing a goaltender can do on that when you have all 5 of your guys and 3 or 4 from the opposition sliding into you full speed.
Talk about going hard to the net, and that was taking it to a whole new level where you just put the puck on goal and then 8 guys just go bombing into the crease and run into the goalie, and eventually the momentum of all that massive humanity just pushes the puck across the line. They're discussing this with the goal judge now, who's come around to the corner and opened the door.
And now they're going to have a chat with, they're going to go to the scores table, and Coach McKenna is going to immediately head to the door. He wants a chat with Travis Alberg. Alberg points at the center face-off circle. It's going to be a good goal. I believe it's going to be Owen Belisle. It'll be his second. Time of that one is going to be 2:47. And so less than 3 minutes in, each team is struck.
Tough break for the Yellow Jackets.
That's a really tough break, too, because again, there's absolutely nothing you can do when they pile in. I'd have to think at the NHL level with review, this probably gets overturned.
I think you're probably right. The UWS defenders tied up the onrushing River Falls players, and that's what started the whole thing, and then the puck trickled into the goal. Tough call, tough situation, but time to bounce back for the Yellow Jackets.
I did not hear the announcement of who got that, so at any rate, we're even at 1. Gib Cody got credit for the goal, not Belisle. My apologies there. We're tied at 1 in the neutral zone on the left wing. Blake Setter for the Yellow Jackets sends it in. Falcons will play it right back out, and it comes into Yellow Jacket territory. Picked up there by Blake Holmes. They'll slide that up the right wing. Nickerson off the boards, picked up in the neutral zone by Setter. He'll cross the red and play it in. Setter giving chase. He and Joey Foss go after it. Setter gets down low for Yarmolnik. Yarmolnik up top. Axel, left point, takes the shot. Pad save made by Boynton. Rebound over to the right wing side. Falcons will take it there, and Johnny Myers will send it to neutral ice. Yellow Jackets on the right wing, pick it up. Axel dumps it in. They're in the midst of a line change, the Yellow Jackets are, so no forecheck there. Falcons send it back the other way. Puck comes down into the Yellow Jacket zone, picked up there by Ryder. Moves that one ahead for Dauphiné, who picks up speed on the right wing. Dauphiné across the line, driving it to the net, throws that one in front, but going to the left post there was Reed Stark. Otherwise, he's got another great opportunity from point-blank range. Puck sent down, left wing corner, Yellow Jacket zone. Picked up behind the net by Dauphiné. Great feed ahead now on the right wing. Roosevelt sends it into the River Falls zone and gives chase. Dauphiné in there as well. One pass beats 2 forecheckers, and River Falls now will elect to back it up a little bit here with Hunter Jones. Jones in addition to the River Falls roster at the break. Coming in from American International, which announced earlier this year they will be dropping down from Division I status. Pedersen behind the River Falls net, comes out the left side, sends that one up top. Kagawa chunks that one over the top of the net. Up to the right point, Whitehouse there. He'll drive it back down low. River Falls will regain control now, and they'll pass ahead to center. Broken up by Holmes. He sidesteps a checker, now comes into the zone. Holmes, right circle, slides that one across, looking for Kagawa going to the net, but that one broken up by the River Falls defense. And it'll come back the other way, all the way down the ice. And Grant will elect to cover that one up rather than put it back in play. And we'll take a face-off here in the Yellow Jacket zone. 15:46 remaining here in this first period. Shots 4-1. Yellow Jackets scored tied at 1. Kobe Grant with zeros in the save percentage tonight.
Yeah, unfortunately that one shot found its way past him, sort of shot. Just kind of lugging it into the crease.
Hey, it worked, you know.
It worked.
Goal scorer Gib Cody along the end boards behind the Yellow Jacket net. He's pinned there by Dusty Bergstrom. Puck tied up along the end boards now. Francois watching, as is Belisle. It comes free. Belisle right corner, crunched there by Francois. Puck is loose. Francois is trying to dig it out again. Tied up in the skates of Cody along the boards. Now it squirts loose, and the Yellow Jackets come away with it here. Danziger up on the right wing. Pedersen across the red. He'll dump it in. Gets through the forecheck, or the D rather. Gets it on the forecheck. Wraps it around. Left wing corner now. Rasmussen. His pass behind the net. Jumps over the stick of Colin Pedersen. Clearing attempt off the glove of Whitehouse at the right point. Jackets regaining control now in the neutral zone, and Rasmussen will dump it in. Teleke behind the net for River Falls. Slides it over to the left wing side. It's thrown ahead at center by Brust. Rink-wide feed over to the left wing. Johnny Myers for River Falls carries across the line. He's knocked off the play with a good check by Rasmussen. Jackets back the other way with speed. Gavin Watt across the line. Watt in the left circle. Tried a little dangle there, and it was taken away from him and cleared back out to neutral ice by Foss. Now Dylan Smith for River Falls gets it across the Yellow Jacket line. Jackets take it back here, however. Speeding up the right wing, Evan Axel. He gets across the line, gets away from one man, pokes it around a defender, catches up to it right wing corner. Sounds like his skates need to be sharpened. You can hear it there as he pulled up in the right wing corner. Puck cleared back out to the neutral zone here. Yellow Jackets will take it back into their own zone and then feed it ahead for Setter. He tips it into the River Falls zone. Taken back by the Falcons, and they'll throw that ahead on the left wing. It's tipped in, no icing on the play as Ryder catches up to it. Whole lot of Falcons on the ice as they go through the line change here. On the right side, Ryder's gonna flip it in. Puck comes down now, picked up in the left circle. Nickerson out front for Setter, a one-timer and a big save by Boynton. Now the puck played over to the left wing boards and cleared to center. Jackets get it back and play it into River Falls territory. Alex Davis for the Falcons immediately sends it back the other direction. Lindahl up the left wing, dropping that one off. Yellow Jackets Setter breaks that up on the back check. Nickerson on the right wing has it now. He'll carry out to the neutral zone. It's poke checked off his stick, now a steal. On the right wing boards, it's Nickerson. He takes a bump and wanted to go down the slot where he had not one but two players coming off the Yellow Jacket bench. Unfortunately, that play was stymied and the Falcons come back. Intercepted in the neutral zone by Blake Holmes, who immediately gave it right back to River Falls, and they'll dump it in. 7 minutes elapsed here in this first period. Yellow Jackets and River Falls tied 1-1. At center now, it's going to be Roosevelt ahead for Stark. Stark carries behind the Falcon goal. Stark, left wing corner now, leaving it here for Roosevelt. Roosevelt pinned to the boards by Burke Simpson. Dauphiné in to help. It gets chipped past him, and the Falcons go to clear, not out. Second attempt does come out, and that takes a nasty hop off the boards and comes all the way down and will benefit the Yellow Jackets in the form of an icing call.
Second odd hop there. The earlier one came in the River Falls zone. There's some kind of debris on the ice that the linesman's picking up right now, but puck hit it earlier. Looks like it might be a piece of the glass.
It's one of those clips at the top that hold the two sheets together.
The puck hit that earlier in the sequence and changed directions when the Jackets were trying to create something in the offensive zone.
Face-off will be to the right of Boynton with 12:37 remaining. In this first period, Yellow Jackets and River Falls are tied 1-1. Jackets control the draw. Danziger at the right point takes the shot that's tipped wide. Now behind the net, it's Roosevelt for the Yellow Jackets. Over to the left corner. Tied up there by Teleke. In to help out Stark. He's pinned to the boards by Simpson. Stark gets loose. Puck still in the skates of Roosevelt. Dauphiné in to help out. Now he's pinned by Simpson.
That Zamboni door is tough as well. That chews up pucks in that corner. They stick down there.
Coming out with it here, Stark. Down low for Roosevelt. Touch pass behind the net to the right corner. Taken there, Dauphiné out front, and that one just misses as Stark was coming down the slot uncovered. Now in the high slot, Reed Stark. Stark for the Jackets. Nifty move to get away from trouble. Slides it over for Bergstrom, who's got it left circle. Takes the shot. It's blocked. Bergstrom gets it back, carries behind it. Wrap around attempt right side, and Boynton got the skate on it. Quick trigger by the goal judge there as we saw a flash of red, but Boynton with a nice save with the left foot. Now Kagawa on the right wing. Gives Danziger the shot, and that's blocked by a diving Cole Teleke. And back the other way comes River Falls with Simpson up the right. Jackets break it up. In the neutral zone, Pedersen leaves it for Kagawa. Kagawa across the line. Great pass across for Francois, but it hops his stick. Now it's loose behind the Falcon goal. Pedersen to the right side. Francois back down now for Kagawa. Nikki Kagawa shifts away from trouble, gets it to Francois. Up top, that one broken up. It's loose in front of the net, and Cody's going to bring it back the other way. Cody across the Yellow Jacket line, dropping that one off for Schmecknov. Now over left circle, shot taken there and a save made by Grant as Tyler Lee came down uncovered. Puck's going to come back out to the neutral zone here. Sent back into Yellow Jacket territory from Gib Cody up the left wing. He pulls up left corner. Whitehouse pins him to the boards. In to help out Belisle. Loose puck is picked up by Rasmussen, and he'll start it back the other direction. Rasmussen up the right wing across the red, cuts it to the middle now, feeds it over left side. Riddle up top for Holmes, but his shot broken up. And the puck comes back out into the neutral zone. Jackets get control there with Axel. Axel on the right wing, carries into the River Falls territory. Down to the right corner, Davis dislodges the puck from him. It comes back up the right wing, and it gets past Rasmussen out to neutral ice where Watt picks it up. Gavin Watt for the Yellow Jackets here. Has the puck taken away from him now as they come across the Yellow Jacket line. Great move to come in as Dylan Smith, and he just misses high on the glove side. Undressed a couple of Yellow Jacket defenders now. Centering pass out front, that's going to get blocked. Puck loose, and the Jackets finally get it in clear. It's going to come all the way down, gets up on end. Icing waved off. That's a gift for the team in the gold sweaters. And River Falls will pick it up and come back on the attack. Carpenter's pass out of the reach of Vidrick. Icing is waved again as the Jackets regain control now with Ryder ahead for Nickerson. Nickerson across the red. Nickerson into the River Falls zone. Throws it deep. Comes back behind the goal setter. Gets it out front for Yarmolnik. A shot at all. What a save by Boynton. Wow, did Alexei Yarmolnik get robbed there.
Had a lot of net to shoot at, and just a great glove save to deny him.
Wow. That's one of the best saves we've seen all year right there. What a play by the Yellow Jackets in the offensive zone. Setter with a great pass out front.
Absolutely. It's been a great 11 minutes of hockey here for UWS. Aside from the fact that the score is tied, UWS has had a significant advantage in terms of possession and offensive scoring chances. It really took about 9 minutes for River Falls to get their first legitimate shot on goal.
Yeah. A reminder that if you can't get enough of the Yellow Jackets, tune in to Eye of the Swarm, the official podcast of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Join the Big Sound, Matt Johnson, and me throughout the year as we sit down with Yellow Jacket student athletes, coaches, and other guests. Eye of the Swarm is available on Yellow Jacket TV, on UWSYellowJackets.com/podcast, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Developing situation here as River Falls center Max Collette got tied up with Gavin Rasmussen. Inadvertent contact, but Collette got up very slowly, and he's now in the runway outside the ice surface and not on the bench, getting some attention from the trainer, limping pretty heavily.
That'd be a big loss for them too, because he's one of their top scorers and is the best face-off man in the WIAC. Jackets control the face-off here at the right point. Liam Whitehouse has some real estate, so he walks. Shot tipped just wide by Yarmolnik. River Falls will take control of the loose puck. They pass it to a defender without a stick. Simpson lost the lumber. Able to pick it back up. Behind the net, Teleki's got it. The freshman leads the WIC in block shots from the River Falls blue line. They come ahead on the rush. Simpson, right wing, a shot. Grant the save. Rebound was there, but the Jackets able to clear it away from trouble. And now it's Setter on the left wing. Rink-wide feet on the right, out of the reach of Nickerson. Icing is going to be waved off, so the Yellow Jackets will change personnel. Puck tipped down into the Yellow Jacket zone. Now River Falls will follow suit and also change as the Jackets, Dvorny sends it ahead. On the right wing, it's Roosevelt. Drives it to the front of the net, but that one's going to be broken up rather easily. And Connor Brust will send it back the other way. 3-on-3 to center as the Falcons come across the Yellow Jacket line, but Arseny Schmecknov tried to drag that toe as long as he possibly could, but his toes aren't quite long enough. And it ends up being an offside call on the Falcons.
Meanwhile, Max Collette has returned to the bench, so it looks like he's going to try to give it a go here. Pacing back and forth now.
Joey Foss has it for River Falls, and he'll rifle it into the Yellow Jacket zone. On the right wing, Roosevelt tips that one to the middle. Comes all the way to the left where Dauphiné has it now. Dauphiné up the left wing. Dauphiné behind the River Falls net. Comes out with it right side. Throws that one right through the goal mouth. Comes over to the left side. Now behind the net, Stark's got it. Stark, nifty move. Banks it off the back of the net. Dauphiné picks it up. Feeds to the left point. Bergstrom out front, the shot taken there by Roosevelt, and the save is made by Boynton. Boy, the Jackets have had some good looks here in the opening period.
Yeah, and this line's been terrific.
Puck's going to be dumped in by Schmeknov. Covering that one up is Kobe Grant. And a face-off will come in the Yellow Jacket zone. I was just going to say that earlier in the shift, that line's dynamic tonight. The speed of Justin Dauphiné is on full display so far.
Absolutely, and all three of the forwards on that line just playing with a ton of confidence right now. You can just see it in the things they're trying to do. No hesitation, confidently moving the puck, passing it well, and great speed, as you mentioned.
Blake Holmes carries it in front of his own net and has that taken away from him, but he was able to get it all the way to the boards before River Falls could collect the puck. Now it gets past the D at the line. Kagawa in a foot race. Kagawa's got the puck, left circle, hits the brakes. Centering pass comes all the way over to the right side. Francois back over to the left wing side. Holmes, he'll send it deep. Kagawa now along the end boards. He's being tied up there. Yellow Jacket bench screaming for a holding call. They're not going to get it, and the Falcons will clear that back to neutral ice. On the right wing boards, Kagawa. He sends it in. Yellow Jackets will start a change. Alex Davis behind his net, passes that one up the middle for Collette. Collette back on the ice now, crosses the Yellow Jacket line, has his shot blocked, and Riddle comes back on the attack. Carson Riddle across the River Falls line, pulls up in the right circle, slides that one over to the left side now. Ryder's got it, he carries down behind the goal. Ryder behind the River Falls net has it in the right wing corner, now up the right boards. Tyler Ryder for the Yellow Jackets makes it way to the front of the net, has a poke checked off his stick at the last moment, and now River Falls will come back to center. Up the left wing, Vidrick across the Yellow Jacket line, drops that one off for Hunter Jones, and that's kicked away by Grant. Now the puck in the right corner, Yellow Jacket zone, it comes behind the net, over to the left wing boards. Riddle has the stick slash there, so he's not able to make a play. Falcons get it out front. Puck bouncing around the top of the goal crease. Jackets to clear, not out. Teleki holds it in at the line. He's being wrestled off the play by Rasmussen, but Teleki wins, and he'll get it down low. Now it's Hunter Jones coming out of the right wing corner with it. He carries to the high slot, turns and fires. That's going to miss wide. Ryder's got it for the Jackets. Up the left wing for Riddle. He's not tall enough. He couldn't get a glove on that, and it comes to center. Across the Yellow Jacket line again on the left wing. Lindahl a long shot. Grant the save. Rebound was there. Ryder picks it up. He goes to clear. Whiffed on it. Falcons regain control. Atwill now carries into the high slot. Turns. Shoots. Blocked in front. Evan Axel picks up the loose puck. He'll flip that high into the air and catch a girder, and that's probably the best scenario for the Jackets there. They needed a line change with 5:49 to go in this first period.
Not the most comfortable we've seen Kobe Grant look this season. He's had to fight off a few of these shots, and not sure if that's a credit to River Falls for some deceptive shooting or if he's just fighting it a little bit here in the early goings of this one.
I can give you a little of both on that, I think. River Falls wins the face-off. Shot from the left point by Lee is blocked. Yellow Jackets come to center. Yarmolnik ahead for Setter. Setter pulls up in the right circle, takes the shot, and Foss will get a stick on that and tip it up over the glass and out of play. And get kind of used to that, I think, too, over the course of this weekend, because in the conference, only Northland blocks more shots. And traditionally, River Falls has been one of the best shot-blocking teams we've seen. So absolutely no doubt that they're going to get in front of some shots throughout the weekend. Falcons control it now. They clear to neutral ice. Jackets get it back with Setter, and he'll dump it back in. Boynton out of the net. His clearing attempt is broken up. Yarmolnik left wing corner. He's taken into the boards by Burke Simpson. Setter in to help out. Yarmolnik trying to kick it free, and Simpson with a great non-hold hold there to keep him along the boards. Behind the net, Devorney. Frank Devorney for the Jackets, left corner, hits the brakes, comes back to the right wing side. Setter, top of the right circle, takes the shot, Boynton the save, big rebound there. Yarmolnik working to get a stick on it. Now Setter's got it. Setter behind the net, gets bumped off the play to the right wing boards, Yarmolnik. Back to Setter, up top Devorney, but that one uses his stick as a ramp, and it'll launch all the way down. Big break here for River Falls. They were getting a little bit on the fatigue side and are able to make a full line change. Yellow Jackets will do the same with 4.5 to go in the first. Stark up the left wing, flips it in, bouncing puck gets through the defender, comes around, up to the right wing point. Danziger tried to hold the zone, but couldn't. Schmeknov able to get it out into the neutral zone, and it comes back to the Yellow Jacket blue line where Stark recovers. Now he'll drop it back for Bergstrom. Right side, Danziger. Back for Bergstrom here. Finally, the Jackets cross the red. Roosevelt up the left wing, cuts it to the middle, drops it off for Dauphiné. not really any place for him to go. And the Falcons regain control. Now Belial leaves it behind his net. Davis coming out with it here as we pass the 16-minute mark of this opening period. Yellow Jackets and Falcons tied 1-1. In the neutral zone. Pass out of the reach of Colin Pedersen on the right wing, so River Falls will take it back here now. Teleke to Johnny Myers on the left wing. He crosses the Yellow Jacket blue line, takes a shot left circle. Grant steers that aside. Myers now throws it into the slot. Shot by Collette, blocked by Pedersen, and that'll carry him to neutral. Teleke picks it up there for River Falls, and he'll send it back in. Blake Holmes behind his net, passes that one ahead, looking for Colin Pedersen, but it doesn't connect. Comes all the way down, no icing on the play. Teleke's got it for River Falls. His pass easily intercepted at neutral. It's Nickerson across the line right side. Gives to Kagawa right circle now. Kagawa into the high slot. Whitehouse a one-timer and a save made by Boynton. Rebound was right there. An absolute cannon from Liam Whitehouse. Loose puck right side of the River Falls net. Francois punching away at it. It comes back up top. Whitehouse again, a shot from the right circle, and Boynton makes the save. No rebound this time, as the goaltender for River Falls swallows that one up.
Nickerson and Francois doing yeoman's work down there, battling for position in the net front, working hard to be available for rebounds. Good shift there for UWS.
2:52 remaining in the first. Yellow Jackets and River Falls tied 1-1. Coming up during our first intermission tonight. Sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. We will have our latest installment of a conversation with Chris Sugar from the D3 Hockey News. Jackets win the faceoff. Axel takes the shot. Boynton the save. Deflect to the left wing corner. It's poked past Roosevelt. And the Falcons will come back the other way. Lindahl feeds that one over to the left side. A long wrister taken by Vidrick is blocked, and it'll trickle in on goal. Grant covers, and we'll get a face-off. And definitely seeing a little more of the extracurricular here, especially in the first period, which tells me that this is going to be a pretty hotly contested weekend.
Absolutely. Two teams with a lot on the line, and you're starting to see that simmer turn into a little bit of a boil.
Well, we can put the noodles in pretty soon then.
Not able to put Max Collette back in yet by the looks of it, though. He returned to the bench, but I don't think we've seen him on the ice.
No, he had a shift.
Did he have one?
He had one shift so far. Vidrick in to take the face-off against Dauphiné. 2:35 to go, first period. 1-1 the score. Lindahl behind the net for River Falls. Feeds that one over to the right side. Axel breaks up the pass, knocks it out of the air, and gets it to neutral. Now the Jackets 3-on-2. Dauphiné to the left wing for Stark. Dauphiné got it back and was tied up, so Teleke is going to send it back the other direction with Hunter Jones up the right wing. He crosses the Yellow Jacket line, fires from the right circle. Grant the save. Jones picks it up again. He'll rifle that down low once more. It comes around the boards. Devorny sidesteps the checker. Sends it ahead for Stark, who tipped to the middle now. Dauphiné across the River Falls line. Takes it to the front. Then it takes the shot, and that one just misses wide. Then the pass by Rasmussen up the slot. Holmes walks, fires. That's going to get blocked. They loosen the slot. Rasmussen turns and fires. It's tipped and lands over the top of the goal. Now Dauphiné behind the net. Move that around the left wing boards. Nobody there as the Jackets were changing. And then taking the puck is Pedersen. He went to dump it in and sends that one up into the River Falls bench. Goes off the backup goaltender Nolan Lacoste and drops down at his feet.
Another flurry of good chances there for the Yellow Jackets. Puck popped up in the air, and I thought it might come down behind the goalie and into the net, but unfortunately it was over the net and back into the corner a bit.
Pedersen dumps it into River Falls territory. Falcons will get it there with Davis around the left side. Atwill's pass, so rink-wide feed is broken up. Jackets dump it back in. Davis now gets it to neutral. Holmes breaks that one up, and he'll send it in. He gives chase. Holmes and Davis pursue the puck. Holmes has it, centers it, but there's nobody there. Pedersen went to the corner to help out the forecheck. Falcons intercept and come back the other way. Burke Simpson now in the left corner. Comes up the boards with it here. Jackets intercept, and Pedersen crosses the red and dumps it back in. Boynton's got it behind the goal. He'll set it up, and the Falcons come back the other way with Tyler Lee. Ahead for Cody. He tips it into Yellow Jacket territory, chasing it down Danziger. Leaving it there for Dauphiné. Dauphiné up the right wing. Stark takes the hit, went to clear, it doesn't come out. And Belial plays it deep for River Falls. Now Jackets go to clear, and that one's going to get up into the Yellow Jacket bench. And we're going to face off here deep in Yellow Jacket territory to the left of Kobe Grant. 28.3 seconds to go here in this opening period. We're tied at 1.
After a slow start, River Falls has eaten into that shots on goal advantage that the Yellow Jackets had early. It's now 13-8 Yellow Jackets after starting like 5 or 6 to 1.
Ryder for the Yellow Jackets flips it to neutral. Nifty play by Teleki to break that one up. Jackets get it back, and Dauphiné sends it in. Now River Falls back on the attack. Lee went to dump it in. It got knocked down. Second attempt comes over in front of the Yellow Jacket bench where Ryder picks it up. He'll send it the other way. Wanted Reed Stark. The stick got lifted up. It comes the distance. And it appears that that's how this one's going to end, as River Falls is going to be content to eat that one behind the net. And we'll get the horn signaling the end of the first period. Coach McKenna said in the pregame show, Jason, that the game at River Falls quite possibly was the best game of the season. It's carried over. That was a good period.
Yeah, a good crowd, and they got to see a good first period of hockey there. That was exciting. 1-1 score. Unfortunate, tough goal against for the Yellow Jackets. Really nothing Kobe Grant could do, but a good period of hockey, very entertaining, a fun start to what should be a fun weekend.
Yellow Jackets got on the board just 28 seconds in. Reed Stark scored his 10th to make it 1-0. And then at 2:47, Gib Cody scoring his third. I guess scoring his third. I mean,
one of those situations where he was the last guy who touched it, I guess.
I think so. And that was an unassisted goal there. Again, 2:47 of the first. And we go to the locker rooms tied 1-1 after 1. We'll take a quick timeout, and we will come back with our first intermission sponsored by Hovland Incorporated, where we'll have our conversation with Chris Sugar from D3 Hockey News. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network.
First intermission, and as always, the first intermission here is sponsored by Hovland Incorporated, and it is time for our check-in with our Division III hockey guru, Mr. Chris Sugar from D3HockeyNews.com. And Chris, before we get too far into things here, just wanna check in with you and another start to the semester and everything, and how is everything going for you personally?
I'm going pretty good. Always good to talk to you.
catch up, the weekly chats, which are nice. Taking it as it comes. Obviously, it's busy, but that'll be gone sooner than later. So we'll get through that and enjoy it while it's here.
Yeah, and enjoy that busyness while you have it, because that is it does go away very soon, and you have to do the adult things. So yeah, enjoy it while you can. Let's dive into it here. Let's talk a little bit on the women's side first. And as I looked at the poll when it came out this week, I feel like there's a definite separation now between the top 5 and everybody else. Is that something you'd agree with?
Yeah, I mean, it seems that way. I would. The only team is, it's almost like, Middlebury, they got upset the one weekend, but it'll happen. River Falls, their goaltending's been a little bit of a problem, so we'll see if that can be sustained. Gustavus, they've had their kind of run-ins. It seems like everybody's hitting a little bit of their patches. Oswego's the only one, after prior to losing to Amherst, they looked like a team that you didn't really know. They just need to get over the Plattsburgh hump, and which they split with them. So, yeah, I think you could argue maybe a top 6, but yeah, the top 5, I would agree with that. I think you could almost make an argument maybe the top 4, just, we don't really know who Gustavus is right now. They've had a couple more hiccups than the top ones, but yeah, for the most part, I don't see anything wrong in saying that.
And Gustavus is in a weird anomaly, really. You look at the standings in the MIAC, and you got a 3-way tie there. You don't see that too often at this point in the season.
Yeah, the MIAC, it's a very good league. This year especially, they've had their kind of rough patches as of late. And I wouldn't even say rough patch. It was just they couldn't really touch Gustavus, so it inherently made the rest of them look worse. St. Olaf had the big weekend over Hamlin. It seems like Hamlin, after the Norbert game, was kind of, in a little bit of a shamble. But no, Augsburg, they're really coming along with their young coach. And yeah, Gustavus, I think another thing with them is almost that goaltending. Like, you lose Katie McCoy, who was a top 2, top 3, arguably the best goaltender in D3 when she was there. So you got to recover from that. But no, I think no, it should be fun. St. Mary's, they've had their weekends where they've shocked a couple teams, and then they've lost games where you're like, how are you losing that? So come the playoff time, they're another one that, even though they're not maintaining that top rank or that great record, they can beat somebody like an Augsburg or even Gustavus.
Are people paying enough attention to Endicott?
I think Endicott's, they're a funny one. They're winning games, like high quality games that aren't really, I think, like you kind of mentioned, being looked at. With the Bowdoin, Bowdoin's one where we'll learn a lot about this weekend. I kind of mentioned it to you coming out of the break, or before the break, I should say, when you were in Boston, with how we'll kind of learn more about Bowdoin, because they had those big weekends, and now they've got the Middlebury weekend this weekend. So obviously the win over Bowdoin looks good right now. We don't know how good it'll look once they start playing that top competition, aka this weekend. So, but Endicott, they had the win over St. Norbert earlier, and no, I think they're beating the teams they should. And that league this year looks a little weak, but they're beating the teams they should, and they have a couple of good wins. And so, yeah, I think they're one that, come tournament time, they can win a game, maybe 2, and we'll see how they can, rally from that.
Let's flip over to the men's side of things now, and staying with the MIAC and staying with Gustavus. I don't think anybody saw the Gusties having a commanding lead in that conference heading into the final weekend of January.
Yeah, it looks like Walsh has them rolling. They had the big sweep over St. Mary's. St. Mary's, I believe they were tied for the lead with them, but then Gustavus obviously had the 2 games to play with, which were against St. Mary's, and they won them. But yeah, looking at it, they're maybe just, a new face, new style, just, they had a long-time head coach who'd done some great things there, but clearly it seems like there was, it was finally time to hand it over and get a new face in there with some new ideas. And some new methods, because, it's a great school. It's a great place. I mean, obviously the women's team has great success. And so it's good to see them kind of, back at the top and see how the tournament ends up going, because it's the MIAC's usually one of those leagues where you genuinely, you don't know who's going to win it, even when you've got a team like Gustavus who's way out ahead. We've seen St. Olaf roll into the tournament at, with a 500 or below 500 record, and then they're in the NCAA tournament versus St. Norbert. So, stuff like that we've seen happen many times.
Yeah, and that's a conference too that I think if you looked at it going into the season, everybody was going to say, well, Augsburg, because they've kind of been the class of that league here for the last 7-8 years or so, and they're sitting at the bottom.
Yeah, it's one of those where you probably have to be closer with the program to understand why. I couldn't tell you why, obviously, but yeah, I mean, it's traditionally obviously one of those leagues where you don't tend to have one of those clear, favorites where they just seem untouchable. But, in the end, Augsburg's been one of those that have come out on top more times than not. But yeah, I mean, this year they were struggling with the WIAC a bit, and then it seems as though that's turned over to conference play. So for whatever reason, yeah, they seem to have quite the struggle at the moment, only winning one game in the league.
We'll finish it off on the men's side out east, and I look at the standings in the UCHC, and boy, the top of the standings in that conference is as good as it gets.
Yeah, that's the whole point with bringing in Geneseo. It seems like I don't think, with their schedule off to a great start. Just looking, the league. Manhattanville is one of those teams. They're a lot better than their record says they are. Oddly enough, they could win some games. It's a problem when there's too big of a separation with that Utica and Geneseo with the rest of them. I mean, again, with Manhattanville, they played two very close games with Utica. I believe they only lost 3-2 and 1-0, which is something in itself, considering who Utica's been. We saw some roster turnover with Utica at with the winter break in the portal. So curious to see how that goes. Like one of their goalies heading out to Eau Claire, and Utica's got a couple starting caliber guys that are right there, just plug and play. So obviously, for them it'll be fine. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how them and Geneseo fare, just because I don't think many would have suspected Geneseo to essentially, I know they lost in the shootout, but they won the weekend in terms of cumulative points. So curious how that ends up, because that was kind of a shock, I think, to some.
Is anyone going to beat Hobart?
It's tough. I mean, Skidmore gave them a run. Hobart, I forget. I don't want to say I have a jinx, but I forget when I said it a couple of years ago. I think New England College was beating them like 3-1 or 3-0. It was something, into the third period. And then Hobart scored like 4 in 5 minutes and they won the game or whatever it was. But it seemed like that's what they did against Skidmore, except, not in that condensed frame. The league is a little weaker than it is. I mean, they have the good road win or home win, it looks like, versus Oswego, because they're kind of getting some games won now. Selve, I mean, they've got the ranked win against them, but Selve's record, they're not playing great hockey. Elmira, that's, for whatever reason, they just have Elmira's number. It's almost kind of like how Elmira's had Geneseo's number over the years. But the thrashing of Elmira, it's a poor trend in their direction. But it seems like the reality right now. But no, I mean, they haven't. They've won the games. They should have, and they should be won. But it's a league where this year, unlike some others, where it's just seemed like a dominant league, where it's almost like the NCHA and the NEHC have flip-flopped, in the sense of the NCHA now has 4 out of the top, at one point, like 4 out of the top 6 or 7. I think it might be 4 out of the top 8 or 9 right now, but same thing. It seems like it's almost kind of flipped, where you want to see, Hobart. It doesn't shock you when they're beating the teams they beat. but nevertheless, it's still obviously impressive. You're still winning games. You're still, rolling. So we'll be curious. I mean, maybe Alberta's, I doubt it, but they had a good big sweep over Babson. Hobart ends the year in Babson. I'd say maybe Babson can steal one there. I would think that's it. But otherwise, I don't see them losing. Norwich is having a real bad year. So, but they should finish out the season undefeated in the regular season.
Good stuff, my friend. I know you got some travels coming up here over the next few weeks, so safe travels, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Yes, sir. Glad you survived the bus ride, and I won't have to be doing anything that bad. But yeah, I will be.
It took a while about it. We'll take it.
That's Chris Sugar from news.com, and I know as we near February, his travels will kick up a little bit. It amazes me that this is a guy who's a student and has taken the dive headlong into. There's a dearth of coverage for Division III hockey for both the men and the women, so I'm going in, and boy has he. And I'm very grateful for the coverage he gives. If you haven't had a chance to check out his the documentaries that they did for the Final Four. It's called The Full 60, Season 1 and Season 2. But he's done these documentaries around the Division III Final Four. It's really great stuff. And it's just it's awesome to be able to have somebody who's willing to invest the time into Division III, because there's plenty out there, whether it's traditional media, whether it's the supposed source for college hockey and all that stuff, that don't. Whoops.
There we go, back on. Yeah, it's great to see that. Obviously, there are great stories to tell at every level, but unfortunately, everyone sort of tends to be geared toward telling stories from the NHL or from the Division I ranks and kind of ignoring all of the rest of the great stories out there. So whenever someone can put that passion into telling the stories in a more full spectrum, it's really entertaining. And from the perspective of someone in the media, it's also a great niche because nobody else is doing it. So, I mean, it's a real opportunity to showcase yourself in a position that a lot of other people aren't.
I know he'll be getting out and about here a little bit toward the second half. I know he's making, I think, a couple trips west. He'll be taking in St. Norbert and Adrian, which is always one of the more highly contested matchups in the West and in the NCHA. And I know he's going elsewhere, but I told him I wouldn't say anything about that, so he can surprise the people he needs to surprise upon his arrivals at these other places. So Chris Sugar, always glad to have him along. Both teams back on the ice here for the start of the second period. Kobe Grant will defend the goal to our right, and the Yellow Jackets here in this second period will be going from right to left. 7 saves for him in the first. Again, not a whole lot he could do on that, the one that got past him. At the other end, Brendan Boynton was a little busier. He made 12 stops, and the degree of difficulty was ramped up a little bit at his end. He made some big saves.
Yeah, a lot of big saves. The one that stands out to me is that one he made on Blake Sutter, that one-timer in the slot. Great save there. Had to be quick, good reactions, good positioning to be able to get that one. So a good start in goal, aside from the one that got past him for both goalies, I guess you could say, but especially for the River Falls goaltender after that first period when he faced 13 shots on goal. Meanwhile, we have
doing some housekeeping in the goal crease, currently occupied by Kobe Grant. Appears that has all been taken care of. And we are about set to go here for this second period. Good 20 minutes of hockey there in the first. Let's hope that these two teams are going to bring it here in the second as the Yellow Jackets control the faceoff.
And if you had Max Collette going 0 for 5 on his first 5 faceoffs of the game on your bingo card, you just won.
Puck dumped into the River Falls zone. It comes behind the Falcon net, tipped past the on-rushing Roosevelt. River Falls will clear. It's going to hop the stick of Tyler Ryder and come all the way down, and that will result in icing. And it'll come all the way back, and Max Collette, who doesn't seem any worse for the wear after being hobbled going off the ice and getting some attention from the training staff. He appears to be okay. Try to get rid of that goose egg in the face-off circle and do the honors with Justin Dauphiné here. Jackets win it At the left point now, Ryder. He's got a seam. He comes down the left circle, takes the shot, and the save is made by Boynton. As Ryder stepped around the checker and found that shooting lane into the left circle before inflicting some damage on the logo in Boynton's chest. So we'll do it again to his right. River Falls wins the draw this time, and they will quickly move up ice with Johnny Myers up the left wing. He'll flip it in and give chase. Myers and Ryder go after it. Now Dylan Smith in the right wing corner. Gives down low for Myers, who gets away from Dauphiné. Myers behind the Yellow Jacket net. Over to the left wing corner. Now up top. Foss from the left point. That's going to go wide. Karem's off the end board here. Dauphiné clears it to neutral. River Falls drives it right back in. They're offside. They need to tag up, and the Yellow Jackets are going to make that a moot point as they move it out to neutral. Puck a little tough to settle down. River Falls, Vidrick plays it back in. Now the Jackets go to clear. Evan Axel, clearly not in a physics class because he would know the puck will not go through the human body that way. Gets knocked down, Jackets get it back. On the left wing, Stark dumps it in. He'll give chase as the rest of his line mates change. Along the end board, Stark plays it over for Pedersen, who comes out left circle, sends it up top. Whitehouse wanted to take the shot, and the puck hopped on him, so he calmly just played it back down behind the net. Now Kagawa right side, mishandles, and River Falls will clear that back out to neutral. Whitehouse up the right wing, Kagawa. He did not get a piece of that, and it's going to result in icing.
Tough sequence for Liam Whitehouse there. Misplayed the centering pass that would have given him a good shooting opportunity, and then held it a little too long in the neutral zone and ran out of passing lane to Iki Kagawa and then ended up icing it.
Puck will come all the way back down in the Yellow Jacket zone to the right of Kobe Grant. 18-11 to go, second period. Tied at 1. Falcons win the faceoff. Davis takes the shot from the left point. That's tipped in front, and Grant forced to make a save. Comes up the left wing boards now. Kagawa. He mishandles again. Falcons throw it to the front of the net, but Atwill's play knocked down, and Blake Holmes starts it back the other way, giving it ahead. Pedersen across the line. Pedersen, right corner, now down to the end boards where he's knocked off the play. Kagawa in there. He gets crunched by Burke Simpson. Puck squirts loose. Davis comes out with it for River Falls. He's knocked down by Colin Pedersen. The puck comes to neutral. Jackets will pick it up. They'll regroup, and coming up the left side, Bergstrom, he'll fire it in. Puck comes back around onto the right wing. Reed Loon there. He gets knocked off the play by Gavin Watt. Falcons clear. Bergstrom has his pocket picked by Atwill at neutral. He's able to get it back. Comes up the left side and flips it in. Puck bounces down in the left circle. Riddle giving chase. He's got it left corner. Goes down low. Along the end board, Simpson ties up Rasmussen. Jackets come out with it. Watt from the left circle, a sharp angle shot. Boynton's going to make the save. And he will hold on. Face-off coming up here in the River Falls zone. And Burke Simpson, all night long, has been pinning guys to the boards. I don't know if I've seen a forward yet this year pin the way he does.
It's really effective with it and has thus far managed to not be called for interference. So, best of both worlds.
Totally legal in the 90s when I played. But something they tend to frown upon a little bit more these days. But at the same time, props to the men in stripes so far tonight. They've done a really nice job of letting these guys play. Riddle with a quick shot from between the circles. That one off the stick of Boynton, ends up in the left corner. Now Watt up top. That one's going to be tough for Holmes to handle, and it's going to come back the other way. Grant out of the net. Sends that one over to the left side. Picked off there and played back down behind the Yellow Jacket net. Belisle on the left wing. Gives it down low. Jackets intercept, then Holmes can't handle the play. Able to settle it down now, and he'll be content to flip that high in the air. It bounces down right at the feet of Connor Brust, and comes the distance, no icing on the play. Teleki on the right wing, into the middle for Shmeknov. Poked off his stick. Teleki gets it back, and he'll dump it in. Line change here for River Falls as Dvorny picks it up. Wraps it around behind his net. Up the left side, Holmes. That pass apparently was intended for Yarmolnik in the neutral zone, but didn't have nearly enough on it. Falcons will intercept. Now into the slot, Myers feeds it for Dylan Smith, and his one-timer misses high. Puck comes up to the line at the left point. Smith takes the long shot. That's going to miss high. Riddle picks it up, and he'll carry it to center. Riddle now up the left wing. That pass out of the reach of Gavin Watt. Watt and Riddle peel off the ice for the change here. as the puck comes back out to neutral ice. Myers has it poked off his stick. Stark's got it now. He gives it ahead. Yarmolnik on the left wing, crosses the River Falls line, throws it into the slot. It's blocked. He'll stay with it. Sends it behind the goal. Now Stark up top at the right point. Axel takes the shot, tipped in front by Roosevelt, and that's going to go wide. Puck's played up to the line. Stark knocks it out of the air, but it does get to neutral. He'll settle it down and play it back in. Dauphiné battling for it behind the net. Foss gets there first. Now in the left corner, it's Stark. Stark carries behind. Stark comes out with it right circle now. Drops it off. Axel throws that in front. Dauphiné tried to get a stick on it in the goal crease. That one doesn't go, and it comes back to neutral ice. Now Ryder's pass picked off, and the Falcons have numbers the other way, but Foss is blocked as Axel steps up, and he moves it ahead now for Dauphiné. Dauphiné, the left circle, gets it to the backhand and just slides it wide of the right post. Now Dauphiné along the end boards out front. It's going to be behind Stark and out of the reach of Ryder and come all the way down. River Falls will change as the Yellow Jackets regroup in their own zone. Ryder up the left wing. Dauphiné deflects that. It's going to get up on end and slide toward the goal, and Boynton's going to cover. And a face-off coming up here in the River Falls zone. And Jason, going to pick on the line of Watt, Riddle, and Rasmussen. They kind of turned in the first dud of the night for the Jackets, but the top line follows up with a really good shift.
Yeah, absolutely. And Evan Axel as well, chipping in, making a nice play at the defensive blue line there, turning it into offense the other way. Some good chances coming out of that for UWS.
Reed Loon up the right wing for River Falls into the Yellow Jackets zone. Dvorny breaks up the play. Pettersson pokes it ahead. Now the Jackets have a 3-on-2 if they hurry. Kagawa across the line. Not really sure what he was thinking there as he dropped it before he got the line and then kept going forward. Textbook offside.
Credit to the River Falls defenseman for not backing in too early. He kind of put it in Kagawa's mind that he wasn't going to give him a huge gap, and I think that made Icky start thinking about trying to move the puck. Whereas if that defenseman would have just backed off, then Kagawa would have clearly just taken the ice and passed it later in the sequence.
So a 3-on-2 ends up being an offside. Pettersson on the right wing, sends it in. Right wing corner, River Falls zone. Now they turn it over as it comes up to the line. Whitehouse on the backhand. Feeds to the left corner. Kagawa gets away from trouble. Carries behind the net. Centering feed is going to go off the stick of Francois. Ends up going back behind the goal. Kagawa's got it there. He's wrestled off the puck, but not before he could get it to Dvorny. Then Dvorny mishandles on the left wing boards, and the Falcons clear 3-on-2. Up the right wing, Belisle dumps it in. Shmeknov giving chase. Belisle's got it right wing corner. Now he whiffs on the pass, and Kagawa's going to take off the other direction. Kagawa ahead for Francois on the right wing across the River Falls line. Drop pass Kagawa. 9 Yellow Jackets on the ice there. Jackets get away with it, however, and back the other way, River Falls. Teleki now on the right wing, crosses the line, carries behind the goal. Left wing corner, throws that one in front, comes all the way up to the right point. Brust will drive that back down low. Johnny Myers in the left corner, his pass blocked by Bergstrom. Puck scooped up here by Rasmussen, and he'll flip that one ahead. I don't know what he was doing with that, and it was easily intercepted by Myers and played back in. On the left wing boards in the Yellow Jacket zone, it's Roosevelt. Hits Rasmussen in the skates. He gets it back. Now gives to Danziger. He'll wrap it hard around behind the River Falls net on the left wing boards. Rasmussen sends it back down low. Back up the boards. Rasmussen left corner. Knocked off the play by Foss. Roosevelt in to help out. Comes up now to the left point. Bergstrom in the middle quickly. Danziger's shot broken up in front. Foss has it behind the Falcons net. He'll leave it for Connor Brust, and River Falls will come back the other way. At center across the Yellow Jacket line, Collette gives it to Dylan Smith. That blocked by Bergstrom. Falcons regain control again. Tyler Lee on the backhand sends it deep. Jackets intercept. And it's Rasmussen here now ahead on the left wing, trying to spring Nickerson behind the D. Icing waved off. Nickerson tied up with the D-man. Puck comes free. Davis sends it quickly back the other way. Dumped into the Yellow Jacket zone. Hunter Jones giving chase. Ryder gets there first. Now Ryder for the Jackets. Banks it off the boards. Setter picks up the loose puck. Feeds to the middle for Yermolnik. Over to the right wing, Nickerson. He'll get across the red and backhand it into the River Falls zone. Falcons go to clear. Axel holds. Takes the shot. It's blocked. Tipped over the top of the net now. It Comes down the left side. Setter goes through a man, picks it up down low. Setter carries behind the goal now. Sends it up top. Right point. Axel stick handles, walks, blocked. It's going to carry him to neutral ice where Setter picks it up again. Now the Jackets, Axel from center, a long shot. Goes off the glove of Boynton over the top of the net. Tyler Lee for River Falls. Sends that up on the left wing. It's going to get on end and come the distance, and that's going to be an icing on River Falls. Face-off coming back down in the Falcons zone. 11:10 to go here, second period. Got a good one cooking here at Westman Arena tonight. River Falls and the Yellow Jackets tied 1-1.
Absolutely. Exciting game. Seen some good hits here in this sequence of 9 minutes, and not a lot of shots for River Falls. Again, we've gone like 9 minutes of play and only 2 shots on goal during that time for River Falls. So UWS definitely continuing to generate the bulk of the offensive opportunities here in this one.
Face off to Boynton's right. Dauphiné in to take the face off for the Yellow Jackets against Lindahl from River Falls. Lindahl thought he got bounced, went back in and wins the face-off. Nicely done, young man. Hunter Jones up the right wing, loses the puck, gets it back, tried to dump it in. The Jackets block, and Holmes will send it into the River Falls zone. Davis giving chase. He'll pass it behind his net for Lee. Now ahead on the left wing. Rink-wide feet on the right. Loon sends it in. Jackets break it up and then turn it over. Across the jagged line, numbers for River Falls. Shot from the right circle, taken by Atwill's going to go wide. Burke Simpson sends it deep. Atwill left circle, a shot. Grant makes the save. Jackets turn it over again. Burke Simpson now. Comes off the right wing board, takes a chop. Play continues on. Simpson still has the puck. Now he'll leave it. Loon carries into the high slot. Flips that one over for Atwill on the right wing. Jackets with the steal now as Starks got it. He crosses the red and backhands it in. Dauphiné giving chase. He gets there and tried to put it up the boards, but it was blocked. Teleke's got it for River Falls. He'll settle it down behind his net. Puck played ahead. Hops over the stick of Loon and comes into the Yellow Jacket zone. Grant's going to cover. And we'll get a face-off here in Yellow Jacket territory. 9:58 to go. Second period, Yellow Jackets and River Falls are tied at 1. I made reference earlier the stretch run here and how it hasn't been a good thing for the Yellow Jackets over the years. And I went back over the last 5 or so years, taking the COVID year out. Going back to 2019-2020, which was McKenna's first winning season here. In the final 8, the Jackets went 2-6. The next year, in 21-22, the year coming out of COVID, off of a conference championship, they went 2-6. In 22-23, it was 4-3-1. And then last season, 1-6-1. So this is a very pivotal time when you're considering this is a team that it's pretty common that they're going to hit these last 8 games. They're going to be in the top 2 usually. And that's been the case.
A skid like that can unravel a good season.
And you go from a year ago where they're in first place at this time, and they end up being the 5 seed because of a 1-6-1 finish. So this is a stretch where it's almost a prove-it weekend in a way for this team because they haven't been able to get over that hurdle this late in the season.
Right, and so far this has been a good showing for UWS. They're doing all the right things tonight.
Face off to Grant's left, 9:58 to play in the second. We're tied at 1. Quick shot off the face-off, hits the outside of the net. As Owen Belisle got the puck in the right circle and sent it off the outside of the cage. Grant traps it against the netting and will do it again to his left. Credited River Falls with a shot on goal there, apparently.
Well, it did hit the goal, but it hit the outside of the goal.
Belisle throws it down low behind the net. Dvorak breaks it up, and then he can't clear. Sharp angle shot by Shmekhnov is going to be broken up. Belisle's got it now again in the left corner. Throws that one up top, driven back down low. Cody behind the net. Dvorak separates him from the puck and chips it to the left wing corner. Francois in to help out. The puck squirts loose, and it's taken here by Pettersson back the other way. Colin Pettersson up the right, flips it in and gives chase. Pettersson goes after it. He collides with Teleke along the inboards. Pettersson initiating the contact there. Gets the Yellow Jackets the puck on possession. Up top at the right point, Danziger Francois out front. Quick shot. Pedersen right circle. Glove saved Boynton. He'll hold on to that. Face-off coming in the River Falls zone. Good shift there, Colin Pedersen.
Yeah, credit to Pedersen for getting off a good shot with some sizzle on it from a tough posture. He had to spin all the way around, catch a tough pass, spin all the way around, and quickly release that shot.
With a guy in his face,
With a guy in his face. Managed to get a lot on it.
Puck tied up in the right circle. Falcons will dig it free. Comes up on the right wing. Dylan Smith clears to neutral ice. Yellow Jackets send it back in. Now Foss backing it up. Foss, one of these giant blue liners that River Falls has employed this year. They got a big crew back there. Traditionally have a pretty good sized blue line core. And now we'll get a stoppage and an offside, I believe.
Yeah, he's not real thick, but he's certainly tall.
6'6", 220.
Got to have the +2s on those pants.
But yeah, traditionally a very big blue line core. And not afraid of that physical game whatsoever. Rasmussen to take the draw to the right of Boynton, but the Falcons are going to win this one. They've surged ahead in the face-off department here after the Jackets won 10 of 16 in the first.
And they've made some hay with that in the offensive zone on these last few shifts, too.
They absolutely have. Now Bergstrom taken down, and the first penalty of the game is coming. It's going to go to River Falls as they take down Dusty Bergstrom. Offensive zone penalty for the Falcons.
It is going to be a hooking call. Two players going into the corner, battling for the puck, and unfortunately for River Falls, a little too much battling with the stick there.
Tyler Lee goes to the box for the hook. 11:29, the time of the penalty. Jackets coming into the game on the power play, 15.2%.
It's a good time for a little change of momentum here for UWS. The last couple shifts weren't great. Hopefully this power play will get them back on track and get them back playing that confident offensive hockey we've seen through most of this game.
River Falls on the PK and even 83%. Yellow Jackets have Pedersen, Rasmussen, Riddle, Watt, and Kagawa on the ice. For those keeping track at home, that's 5 forwards. Falcons win the face-off and clear. Yellow Jackets will start the rush up ice. A reminder, this power play is sponsored by Superior Water, Light, and Power. Rasmussen at center, crosses the River Falls line, dishes to the right wing for Pedersen. Now he gets a lane, walks it to the net, loses it at the last second. And that'll be cleared all the way down the ice. Grant will start it back the other way, giving it to Kagawa. He'll drop it off for Riddle, who now leaves for Ryder. Ryder gets around one, gets chopped down. Play going to continue on there as Teleke's got it on the right wing boards. He'll slowly make his way up ice until pressured and then flip it in. Grant leaves it behind the net now for Ryder. Ryder directing traffic as the Jackets complete their line change. He'll carry up the middle now and feed to the left wing for Stark. He's got the goal for the Jackets here this one. Finding the back of the net just 28 seconds in. Left wing corner, River Falls zone. 6-car pile up down there. It comes up top, left point, Ryder. Over to the right point, Axel back to Ryder now. He couldn't handle the pass. Stark comes in to help, but that's going to come out to neutral, and the Jackets are going to be forced to tag. Ryder now up the left wing boards into Falcon territory. Dropped it off for Dauphiné. Dauphiné on the left wing. Back up top, left point Ryder. Down for Dauphiné. Jackets having a hard time just controlling the puck here a little bit.
Can't get it to sit flat.
Left wing corner, Dauphiné behind Roosevelt. Dauphiné, Roosevelt as they play catch. Up top, right circle, Axel in the middle. Ryder winds, fires, stick saved by Boynton. Rebound ends up at the right point. Taken here by Axel. He'll walk it all the way across. Axel, top of the left circle. Gives it for Ryder. Over now for Stark in the right circle. Penalized player back on. So good kill here by River Falls. And now they've got numbers as they come up ice. Dylan Smith, left circle, takes the shot. Grant the save, and he'll hold. Smart play as the Yellow Jackets were kind of caught in no man's land there. Turning it over in the high slot with the player coming on the ice for the guy out of the box, standing behind your defense.
Yeah, and even before that, I'm not really sure what Evan Axel was trying to do coming across the blue line there. Sort of walked right on top of his player, but they didn't really scissor. I don't know. It was kind of an odd setup at the top, and it ended up just being a bad sequence in general.
Liam Whitehouse lugs it up ice for the Jackets, dishes off on the left wing for Setter. Blake Setter, the freshman from Calgary, carries back up toward the line and then rifles it deep. Yarmolnik comes behind. He has a hard time with the puck and then is thrown into the boards on the left side. Setter in there digging away. It comes loose. Nickerson now behind the goalie, Yarmolnik. He goes back behind the net. Setter was vacating to go to the front. The puck came behind. Jackets scramble but are able to regain control. Behind the net now, Davis for River Falls takes it back. He'll backhand that one over to the right wing. Holmes pinches down to try to hold. Jackets get it back. Setter in the high slot. Plays it on the backhand behind the net. Yarmolnik tied up there as he tries to go after it. And River Falls will come away with it here. Dylan Smith up the right wing for Myers. They cross the Yellow Jacket line. Myers, right circle. Down low, Smith carries behind the net. Centering pass. The shot by Myers is blocked. Puck bounces around a little bit haphazardly in front of the Yellow Jacket goal. But finally settled down. Yarmolnik ahead for Kagawa. Kagawa, a little too much stick handling in the neutral zone there. Kind of catches his right winger, Colin Pettersson, off guard, and the Falcons take the puck away. On the left wing in the Yellow Jacket zone, Kagawa tried to give it to Francois, but Belial takes that one away. Now the puck comes to the right of the Jacket net. Bergstrom takes it now. Passes in the middle for Pettersson, ahead for Kagawa. Knocked out of the air by Teleki. Kagawa follows and dumps it in. Clearing attempt by River Falls, blocked by Roosevelt, but then Belial follows the play and dumps it in off the linesman right into the slot for Teleki. Cole Teleki on the left wing boards, carries that one up to the line, turns and fires. Grant the save. Ooh, quick whistle there. As Grant struggled with that one coming in on goal and was able to glove it. But he's going to hold on to it now, and we're going to get a face-off in the Yellow Jacket zone as we're down to 4:27 to go here in this second period. Yellow Jackets and River Falls tied 1-1 here at Westman Arena, but the second period, Jason's been more Falcons than Jackets.
Yeah, been a tight checking affair here in the second period. We haven't seen a goal since early in the first. And River Falls has enjoyed a little better of the play here in the last 6 minutes.
Dvorny for the Jackets. Passes that one ahead on the right wing. Roosevelt tips to the middle for Dauphiné. This line hasn't been as dynamic in the second as they were in the first. Stark plays it deep. It's loose behind the Falcon goal, but a nice job there by Lee to play that one ahead. Now Dvorny in the neutral zone. Over to Whitehouse. Ahead on the right wing, Roosevelt. Roosevelt slides that one to the right circle. Dauphiné has got it there. Justin Dauphiné all the way up to the blue line. Now he'll backhand it down low to the right corner. Stark's got it. He carries back up the boards. It comes to Whitehouse right point. He pulls it to the middle, walks, fires, and that one gets through. The save is made by Boynton. Now, no traffic in front of the River Falls goaltender, so that's a pretty easy one to scoop up.
Yeah, I think Whitehouse was trying to keep that puck on the ice for a potential redirect, and he did a good job of that. But just slightly out of reach of the UWS player, so they weren't able to get the redirect, and like you said, not a whole lot of other traffic around that one.
Riddle on the right wing, tied up along the boards in to help out Rasmussen. Falcons come out with the puck, however, and they'll carry to center. Across the Yellow Jacket line, Simpson on the right wing, takes it down to the circle. Broken up by Rasmussen. He passes ahead for Riddle. It's going to come out. No, it's not. They held the zone. Now it comes out. And it's going to hop past Davis and come down in the River Falls zone.
We saw the Falcons win another faceoff there, and I think that's been something that's changed momentum in the last 7 minutes of this game as well. A lot more faceoff wins for the Falcons.
Absolutely. They've won 12 this period to just 5 for the Yellow Jackets. Riddle on the left wing, moves it ahead now. Rasmussen cuts it to the middle, over to the right wing side, and he'll send it in. Falcons quickly come back in transition, but then they're unable to handle the pass, and Riddle dumps it back in. Not deep enough, and Collette will come right back the other direction. Up the right wing for Outwill. He'll dump it in. Dylan Smith on the left wing coming off the bench. Pokes it down low. Puck comes back around. Nickerson tries to chop it out of the zone on the right wing. It's not going to go. Now the second attempt does, as he just bullied his way out of the zone. Yarmolnik's got it here. Alexei Yarmolnik carries up the right wing. Curls toward the board in the right corner. Comes back up the half wall with it. Leaves it there for Dvorny, who slides it behind the net. Setter for the Jackets now. Backhand pass up to the left point. Holmes, he goes deep, banks it off the boards, comes right out into the slot at the top of the goal crease. But the Jackets, Nickerson or Setter couldn't get a stick on it. Falcons come back the other way with Johnny Myers over to the right side. Dylan Smith back to Myers. He'll redirect that one wide of the mark. Puck comes back up the boards on the right wing. Jackets Yarmolnik looking to get to Pettersson. Now River Falls player is down right in front of the bench. I didn't see it. Did you see what happened?
I didn't see it either. All the coaches for River Falls are up in arms on the bench, yelling at the referee, wanting a call here.
It's Johnny Myers who is down.
Meanwhile, how about that indirect from Blake Holmes? He's been super clever all game long. He's done a lot to deny River Falls offensive chances, but there he created one for UWS with a really clever indirect bank shot. He didn't have any other options, so he angled it so it would hit the end boards and kick out to one of his open players out front. Really nice decision there by Blake Holmes in the offensive zone.
And frankly, that's a gutsy call in this building because you never know what direction it's going to go off these boards.
Good point, and that one was perfect. It was exactly where he wanted it to go, which, is 1 in a million.
The officials huddled for a moment and had a conversation. Now they're going to talk with head coach Steve Freeman over at the River Falls bench. I'm assuming the question or the huddle was about, did you see anything? And I'm guessing nobody did. Completely guessing here. I'll surmise that they probably think there should have been a penalty. They don't know what it was or who to give it to. So closed circuit to the guys in the gold sweaters. Really good chance there's going to be one called on you here pretty soon.
Right, yeah, you want to keep it clean now for sure for the last 2 minutes of this period.
Face-off will be in the Yellow Jackets zone to Grants Wright with 2:02 to go here in the second. All the scoring coming in the first 2:47 of the hockey game. And it's been all's quiet since. Now they're going to get the penalty call as Belial went down off the face-off. Francois is going to go to the box. I didn't see that one either. I was following the puck coming here, but the yelling from the bench told me what was going to happen, and there it is.
Just as we suspected. And now the Yellow Jackets will indeed be killing a penalty for the rest of this period unless the Falcons score on the power play.
18:08 the time of the penalty. High sticking on Matt Francois. First power play of the evening for River Falls. They come into the game at 18.6% with the man advantage. Conversation going on now between Captain Gavin Rasmussen and referee Travis Alberg. And I surmise it's something along the lines of, you've got to be kidding. Followed by, you know I had to call that, right? Yellow Jacket penalty kill, 87.5%. It's been rock solid throughout the year, but one of your top penalty killing forwards is taking a break. Falcons win the faceoff. Teleki at the right point. Gives over to Atwill on the right circle. Back up top, Teleki. Atwill right half board. His pass blocked by Roosevelt, and he'll get it out into the neutral zone. Teleki will pick it up and back it up all the way back behind his net. Now he moves it up the right wing for Collette. Max Collette dumps it in. Puck behind the Yellow Jacket net. Broken up there by Whitehouse. He'll wrap it hard around the right wing side, and that's going to come all the way down the ice.
Matt Francois is into this penalty kill. He's up and standing in the box, banging on the glass on every clearing attempt by the Jackets.
Puck is in the right wing corner, Yellow Jacket zone. Bergstrom fans on the clear. Comes all the way up to the line now. Atwill. Teleki at the right point. Over to the left circle. Dylan Smith throws that one in front. Yellow Jackets break that one up. Then Ryder fans on a clearing attempt. But Pettersson's going to pick that one up, and he'll rifle it off the glass and all the way down. Under a minute to play here now. Second period. Yellow Jackets and River Falls tied 1-1. Teleki up the right wing. Slides it ahead for Myers. Johnny Myers right wing. Knocked down by Blake Holmes as the puck comes back behind the Yellow Jacket net. All the way up at the right point. Myers right circle. Fans on the one-timer. Burke Simpson has it here at the right point. Under 30 to go in the second period. Smith left circle up top for Simpson. Simpson carries down to the right circle. Into the right wing corner. Gives behind the net for Myers. Back behind the net for Simpson. He's knocked off the play by Holmes. Puck tied up along the end boards here.
Again, Blake Holmes, just fantastic work.
Ryder digs it loose now, and he's going to lead the rush with only a few seconds to go in the period. Ryder shorthanded up the left wing. Got to the circle, but it was poke-checked off his stick at the last moment. And the horn is going to sound, bringing period number 2 to a conclusion. Still good hockey going on here, Jason, but that was a period that was not quite as good as what we saw in the first.
Yeah, it started off well for UWS, but then we saw River Falls start to find its touch in the face-off circle, and with that really started generating a lot more offense. The late power play there for the Falcons, excellent kill by UWS, really hard-working kill. A lot of highlights in that one. Roosevelt breaking up the first play after River Falls won the opening face-off, and then Blake Holmes helping extinguish it at the end there. UWS hanging on at this point, really needs to try to change the momentum in the third period.
No scoring in the second period, and we will head to the locker room after 40 minutes, the same way we did after 20. Yellow Jackets and River Falls tied 1-1 here at Westman Arena. We'll take a timeout and come back with our second intermission, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated, right after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. Here at Westman Arena, it's our second intermission, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. And after 40 minutes, the Yellow Jackets and River Falls deadlocked at 1 in what has been a pretty good hockey game here at Westman Arena. I am John Garver. He's Jason Roan. And Jason, I guess really this was the epitome of weather the storm. And River Falls really weathered that storm in the first. Jackets have all the momentum scoring in the first 28 seconds, but they've done a really good job of weathering that storm and then flipping everything here. Absolutely. That fairly quick answer from River Falls got them right back into a tie, helped them stabilize, and then they just kept working, and eventually you figured, I mean, good hockey team, good on faceoffs, all of those things kind of came to bear in the second period as River Falls was able to grab back some of that momentum, win more of the faceoffs. The first period, the Yellow Jackets had a 10-6 advantage in draws. Now we're sitting at 50-50. River Falls parlayed that into some good offensive zone time, created more chances, really was the stronger team in the second half of that second period. Fortunately for the Yellow Jackets, still tied here, just 8 seconds to kill off on the penalty, and then they can try to get started on hopefully building blocks to get back into the lead in terms of momentum and on the scoreboard. Yeah, I'd really like to see them come out and have a really solid 5 minutes, get all four lines through it, and see them come out and carry the play a little bit, because they haven't carried the play since probably about 5 minutes or so to go in the first. Right. You know, you saw that stretch where they carried it, and then they had a couple shifts in that second period that I guess you could probably classify as a little bit of clunkers. Yeah, and the puck management got a little bit worse in the defensive zone, some turnovers,
So, yeah, a little bit of work to do after that second period for sure.
Jackets open the scoring just 28 seconds in. Reed Stark, his team-leading 10th goal of the season, off a great play from Tyler Ryder.
Yeah, fantastic play. First of all, coming up the boards, a nice pass from Roosevelt, a little bit against the grain up to Ryder. Ryder, instead of just shooting it right away, he was poised with it, faked the shot, walked around the forward, was able to then use his feet, get into a lane, and throw a nice backdoor pass to Reed Stark for the tip-in.
Time of that one, again, just 28 seconds in. Daniel Roosevelt also got an assist. 1-0 Yellow Jackets early. But then you talked about that answer. It came just 2 minutes and 19 seconds later. Gib Cody scoring his third goal of the season, unassisted in bowling ball format.
Right, just a rush. The UWS defenseman tied up the forwards, but the puck was rattling around in the feet. Ended up puck going to the goal, and then 4 or 5 players into the crease. Kind of pushed Grant back a little bit, and we have no idea how the puck got in the net, but it did, and the red light came on.
Yeah, the light came on. It took the referee a moment to point, but the light came on fairly quickly, and then they conversed with the goal judge. But, typically that's just academic, and very rarely do you see the conversation with the goal judge that overturns a call that had already been on the ice. Unassisted goal, 2:47. And that tied the game in 1, and that's where we stand right now. Penalties in the game, 1 penalty for 2 minutes on each team. Jackets 0 for 1 on the power play. River Falls 8 seconds away from being 0 for 1 on the power play. And again, I said it during the first intermission. I'll say it again. I give credit to the guys in stripes because they are just letting these guys play and have done a really good job of keeping order and not interjecting themselves.
Yeah, it's been great. We saw the temperature turn up a little bit in that second period, but it's been good competitive hockey, and, it's a tough game. You don't mind some of that. That's great. It's entertaining, and they're battling hard, and the officials have done a good job calling what needed to get called, and then dealing with some strange situations where maybe some things happened that they didn't see, doing the best they can to work through it. So far, really, the officials have been a non-factor, which is what you always want in the officials.
Shots on goal in the second period. The Yellow Jackets had 7 for a 2-period total of 20. River Falls 9 for a 2-period total of 17. And I'm thinking back, trying to rewind the second period in my head a little bit here, Jason. There weren't too many high quality, high danger, grade A opportunities for the home team in that period.
Right, a definite change from the first period when the Yellow Jackets generated a lot of grade A scoring opportunities. They really didn't generate many at all in that second period, although they did carry the play in the first half of that period. River Falls only had 2 of their second period shots in the first 9 minutes, but after that it was a different game.
Yeah, so it sets the stage here for what should be a pretty good third period. Again, you mentioned it earlier, there's a lot on the line, not just for these 2 teams here, but for all these teams in the WIAC. If you paid attention to the pregame show, top 4 teams are separated by 2 points. Top 5 are separated by 8 points, but when games are worth 3, you can erase that deficit pretty quickly.
Right, a lot of scoreboard watching all over the conference from really now through the end of the season with that many teams fighting for those spots and separated by so few points.
We're tied 1-1 here at Westman Arena after 2. We'll take a break and come back with more of our second intermission sponsored by Hovland Incorporated right after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. At Westman Arena, it's our second intermission sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. Yellow Jackets and River Falls tied 1-1 after 40 in what is turning out to be a very stingy game here at Westman Arena, and it's going to match everything else that's happening across the WIAC. As through 40 minutes in the 3 games, all 6 teams have combined for 5 goals. So 1-1 here at the Finetti Community Center in Menominee. Stevens Point, a 1-0 lead. Oh, geez, that hasn't refreshed. That's still back in the first, so never mind.
We might have some scoring.
There might be some goals being scored in that one. So the live stats down at UW Stout.
They froze up.
A pain I know all too well. At the Bay Area Civic Center in Ashland, early in the third, Eau Claire with a 2-0 lead over Northland. Yellow Jackets will see Eau Claire next weekend for 2. Shots 32-5 favoring the Blue Golds. Northland getting their first victory of the season last Friday, defeating St. Mary's. And honestly, you can't help. If you're not happy for that team and for those kids, then something's wrong. You know, you've lost 40 in a row. I don't care. That's a feel-good story when they finally are able to taste victory.
Absolutely. They provide an opportunity for a lot of young men to enjoy hockey and get an education, and it's good to see them get the payoff and get the W and have it not come against UWS.
Yeah, that's the best part about it is, you know, we got them out of the way on Wednesday. They got the win on Friday, and that was kind of one of my things that I said to their sports information director. Hey, congratulations, enjoy it. Glad it wasn't us. So, you know, thrilled for them, and they're in a dogfight against UW Eau Claire tonight. Scored 2-0, and it looks like they are trying to reset the live stats at UW Stout, so hopefully we have an update on that one as well. And again, at this point now, it's all 2-game series, so all these teams will be playing each other again tomorrow evening, all at the same 7 o'clock start time. Tomorrow, big sports day here at UW Superior, sports triple header on KUWS and Yellow Jacket TV. It'll get underway at 3 o'clock. With Yellow Jacket men's basketball taking on Minnesota Morris at the Mertz. Jackets are 7-8 overall. Do I have that right? I feel like I have something wrong there. So, Phil, let me look that up quick. I don't feel like that's right. So let me bring up the standings real quick in the Upper Midwest Athletic Conference. We still have 5.5 minutes to go here.
Oh, yeah, we're fine.
Yeah, I have that wrong. So Jackets 7-9 overall and 4-1 in the Upper Midwest Athletic Conference, sitting in a first-place tie with Northwestern.
They've used their losses strategically.
They did. They used them all in non-conference play, which is outstanding. But, the Yellow Jackets in a tie for first place, technically, though, in second place because of the loss to Northwestern. So they get underway at 3 o'clock tomorrow against Minnesota Morris, who comes in at 5-10 and 2-2 in the UMAC. That's not right. I must have written this out early and forgot about it and didn't update it. So Morris is 6-10 and 3-2 in the Upper Midwest Athletic Conference, and that'll be a 3 o'clock tip from the Mertz. Pregame show coming your way at 2:45 with the big sound Matt Johnson on lead vocals. And then shortly after that, I think it's 25 minutes they put on the clock. The women's teams will do battle, and rather than stumble my way through all of that, I'm going to actually just bring their standings up right now. As the Yellow Jackets come into the game at 8-8 overall, 4-1 in conference play, sitting in a tie for first place technically, but in second place because they lost to Martin Luther last Saturday. And Minnesota Morris 5-11 overall, 3-2 in the Upper Midwest Athletic Conference. They're in fourth place, so both of those teams currently in playoff position. That'll be the second game of the sports triple header, and then the third one obviously coming your way here tomorrow night, 7:05 face-off, 6:30 pregame, or either 6:30 or at the conclusion of women's basketball, whichever one comes later. We will have game 2 of this weekend series here between the Yellow Jackets and UW River Falls. You got something, don't you?
On this day in hockey history, January 24. And it was twice a memorable day for the late Mike Bossy, goal-scoring star of the New York Islanders.
Loved Mike Bossy.
Me too. On January 24, 1981, Bossy broke a 4-4 tie with consecutive third-period goals, his 49th and 50th goals of the season in a 7-4 win over Quebec. But what made them especially notable was that they came in Bossy's 50th game of the season. making him just the second NHL player at that time to achieve the feat of scoring 50 goals in 50 or fewer games. And, of course, the other one was...
The Rocket.
The Rocket, exactly. And then, exactly,
Richard.
5 years later, on January 24th, 1986, Bossy recorded his 1,000th NHL point during what was a 4-point night for him against the Washington Capitals. So, January 24th, on this night in Mike Bossy history.
No, I loved watching Mike Bossy. I mean, I still, it's a hill I'll die on. I think he was the most natural, pure goal scorer that ever played.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that the back injuries took the toll on him that they did, and he was basically, he played, I think, 11 or 12 years in the league, and that was it.
His peak was very small because of the injuries, but it was very, very good.
Right.
Enough to get him into the Hall of Fame,
Right.
despite not having the longest career or the longest peak.
Yes, and in the late 1970s and early to mid 1980s, I mean, there was nobody who could hold a candle to him in terms of goal scoring, and he did it all using those Titan sticks that weighed 100 pounds. It was unbelievable how heavy Titan sticks were, and I know I used them. I used them all the way into youth hockey. I loved them. But look at those things now and go, God, these things heavy.
It's amazing. I probably like 3 years ago now, I went out on the outdoor rinks with a wood stick. And I mean, I hadn't used a wood stick in, I don't know, 15 years.
Yep.
Some long span of years. And it was unbelievable how heavy. I could feel it in my shoulders after the game.
Yep.
From having to maneuver that heavy piece of lumber all over the ice. And to think about the way that those goal scorers, what they could do with those sticks back then, it blows my mind. And the other aspect of it is, especially for guys that weren't big and thick.
Right.
Because it's easy with these new sticks for little lean guys to get a lot of velo on their shots. But a guy like Mike Bossy had to have really good technique because he wasn't a big guy.
Right.
And he wasn't using a rocket of a stick.
Well, and you go back to that era. I mean, you got guys in that era that they didn't work out. They didn't spend their summers eating right and conditioning. I mean, they spent their summers smoking cigarettes, drinking beer, and fishing.
And maybe playing softball.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, these guys weren't taking care of themselves the way everybody did now. They used the preseason to get in shape. Now you better be in shape or you're not going to have a regular season. But it was just always those guys, they didn't work out. They didn't. So they weren't the strongest bunch in the world yet. Boy, could they lugging those sticks around, and the skates. Skates were really heavy back then. Goaltenders. Let's talk about their equipment. And granted, the top stuff much smaller than today, but the leg pads, yikes. Those things that get wet, and they would gain 10 pounds over the course of a game. 8 seconds left in the minor penalty to Matt Francois. Jackets will be going from left to right here in the third period. Everybody should have to use a wood stick in the third. Face-off controlled by River Falls. Teleki up the right wing for Myers. He's taken off the play by Tyler Ryder. Dauphiné went to clear, had his stick hit in the process. Out of the penalty box is Francois, so the Jackets kill it off. Now it comes up to the right point for Teleki. He'll send it back down low. It comes around behind the Yellow Jacket net. Up to the line where it's going to be held in. And Connor Brust will play it deep. Jackets play that one ahead on the left wing. It's going to come all the way down. And that's going to result in icing. Face-off coming back here in Yellow Jacket territory, just 31 seconds in to period number 3.
Teleki was in the neighborhood on that one, and I think all the officials kind of looked at each other to see, should we waive it?
No, let's not.
He was far enough away.
Face-off will be to Grant's right. 31 seconds gone here in the third period. Tied at 1 in what's been a good one. Falcons win the face-off from the knees, but Roosevelt wins the race to the puck and pokes it out of the zone.
Great effort there.
Comes out to neutral ice. Foss tips that one out to neutral. On the backhand, Evan Axel plays it in. Boynton will make the save and set it up. Coming out from behind the net now, River Falls, Tyler Lee. Moves that one ahead, and it's tipped into the Yellow Jacket zone. Some really weird English on that one. Allows Lindahl to get to the puck and send it down low. Stark for the Jackets gets it. Passes ahead on the left wing. Gets it to Dauphiné. Into the middle now for Pettersson, and he'll dump it in. Foss wins the race to the puck here for River Falls, and he'll send it ahead. Lindahl on the left wing couldn't handle it. Jackets get it back, and Pettersson dumps it in. So the teams have the dump and chase down here in the early going of the third. It comes into the slot, intercepted there by River Falls, and it's going to be sent by Atwill the other direction. Loon chases it down, Danziger tying him up. Loon gets loose in the left corner. Francois in to help out as the puck is tied up. It comes back up the boards. Davis from the left point pinches and holds. Comes back up to the left point. Davis. Some quick tic-tac-toe passing right at the line. Simpson. Now over for Loon. It's poked off his stick, and Kagawa is going to come back the other way. Kagawa at center. Puck spun away from him and was just out of his reach, and that'll be played back down into the Yellow Jacket zone. 2 minutes gone here, third period. Tied 1-1. Watt into the middle now, gives to Kagawa. He'll dump it in and then head off on a change. Teleki circles back behind his net and carries it to center. He gets across the Yellow Jacket line. He's got a lane, right circle, takes the shot and misses high. That'll break the Yellow Jackets out as it's going to get past Brust at the line and come all the way down. Brust now over to Teleki on the right wing side. Into the middle, Shmeknov across the line. Shmeknov takes the backhand from the right circle. Stick save made by Grant. Puck bouncing around at the left side of the goal there dangerously, but Riddle able to get it away from trouble. Now Shmeknov stripped to the puck by Riddle, and he'll clear it to the neutral zone. Lee for River Falls dumps it into Yellow Jacket territory. Dvorny now didn't know it was in his skates. River Falls, Cody up top. Foss, right point shot gets through, save made by Grant. Rebound picked up here by Dvorny. His pass is going to get blocked, but it does come to neutral ice. Dvorny held on to that a little bit too long and allowed River Falls to recover and break up the play. Now carrying it to center, Lee crosses the Yellow Jacket line, but Dylan Smith in a step ahead of the play, offside.
Rather uneventful opening few minutes of the third. Not totally a shock. I'm sure both teams coming out here in the third period knowing that a mistake now could end up deciding the game. So definitely trying to make more sure thing plays and not take any chances.
Puck dumped into the Yellow Jacket zone. Myers on the left wing. Wanted to hit that one deep, but Axel broke it up. Now it gets through toward the net and sticked over the top of the goal by Kobe Grant. Yarmolnik on the left wing. Ahead now for Setter. Rink-wide feed. That was ugly. What was uglier on that, the pass or the attempted catch of the pass by Nickerson? Smith across the Yellow Jacket line gets stood up by Yarmolnik. Nickerson on the right wing tips it out into the neutral zone. River Falls gets it back. It's dumped in. Got a broken stick on the play, and then River Falls is going to be called for the offside.
Yeah, it almost looked like Nickerson maybe lost that puck momentarily in a dark background or something, because he didn't react to it initially, and then when he did, it was not the smoothest attempt to catch what was a very difficult pass to catch.
Whitehouse for the Yellow Jackets now plays it ahead for Dauphiné, but it's out of his reach. Slew foot there by Roosevelt, and he's going to the box. That's a dangerous play. He's kind of got the palms to the sky going, what did I do? But that's a dangerous play there.
Yeah, he disguised it well, but not surprised it's going to be called.
Time of that penalty will be 4:16 of the third period. It's a tripping call. Second power play here for River Falls. And a pivotal juncture here now as River Falls goes to the power play. Yellow Jacket PK front and center. Pettersson's got it for the Yellow Jackets. He wraps it hard around the right wing side. That's That's going to come all the way down the ice.
Gavin Rasmussen expressing much frustration there after that call.
Now the Jackets come out with it shorthanded. Francois with a shot and the save made by Boynton. He'll hold on to it quickly, and the face-off will come here in the River Falls zone. Yellow Jackets, 5 shorthanded goals on the season. Francois scoring 1 in the last time out against Northland. Jackets leading the WIAC in that department, tied for 2nd in the country. Be awesome to get one.
Yeah, no doubt every team in the WIAC is wary of UWS on the penalty kill and knows that they have some players that can sneak out there and score a shorthanded goal at a moment's notice.
Puck dumped into the Yellow Jacket zone. White House fans on the clearing attempt. Holmes follows it up, gives it to Francois, who tried to tip it right back to Holmes, and if he did, he's a one-on-one right now, but River Falls able to break up that play. Teleki for River Falls into the neutral zone. Passes over now to the left wing for Atwill. It's poked off his stick, but comes right onto the tape of Lindahl. He takes the shot. The save is made. Big rebound up the slot, and Rasmussen will fire it all the way down. 1 minute gone in the minor. Penalty to Daniel Roosevelt. 14:45 to play. Third period. Yellow Jackets and Falcons tied 1-1. Teleki here for River Falls. Ahead now on the right wing for Lindahl. It's poked off his stick. 2-on-1 shorthanded. Tyler Ryder into the River Falls zone. Ryder feeds that one out front, and it's broken up beautifully by the defense. And we're going to get a penalty on River Falls as they're going to get called for taking down Gavin Rasmussen. And that took away the opportunity. We're going to 4-on-4.
A little justice for Rasmussen. On his previous shift, he felt like someone had done something to him that was very similar to the slew foot that Roosevelt was called for, and it was not called. So I think that was a part of his frustration with the call to Roosevelt, and now he ends up drawing the penalty that eliminates that power play for River Falls.
And again, there's another shorthanded opportunity. I mean, that was an odd man rush created shorthanded. It's not like they're an overly aggressive penalty kill and they're running all over the place trying to create those opportunities.
Right, they're not cheating to get them.
Right. 4-on-4 here for the next 30 seconds as River Falls controls the puck behind their own net. It's Burke Simpson for a hook at 5:37. Dauphiné behind the River Falls net. Gets the puck loose. Now Dauphiné up to the right point. Bergstrom walks it, takes the shot, save Boynton. Big rebound there, ends up on the left wing side. Whitehouse has it now. Whitehouse behind the River Falls net. Pestered by Teleki. Wraparound attempt by Rasmussen. Boynton the save. Puck bounces around and they score! On the doorstep, it's Blake's or Dustin Dauphiné. And the Jackets are back in front.
Greasy, grimy goal for the Yellow Jackets. Went for the wraparound, and the goalie made the initial save, but the puck bounced off his right leg pad, and UWS just kept pounding away on it. And finally, that loose puck hopped over the goaltender's leg into the back of the net. That'll be an even strength goal. Still 5 seconds remaining on the penalty to Roosevelt. And UWS now has a 2-1 lead.
All the credit in the world to play into the whistle there as the Jackets just kept pounding away on it. Steve Freeman, the head coach River Falls, is livid with the officials for not blowing that play dead, but the puck was free.
We had a good look at it from up here. We could see the puck bouncing around on the leg pad, off the leg pad. I mean, there was no coverage of that puck, no freezing of it that we could see from this angle.
I'm not exactly sure what the discussion is at the scorer's table right now. I think they can't see the penalty on the one side, so like, no, put that back on the clock, but parts are coming. Don't worry about that. At any rate, it should be Dauphiné, his 9th from Rasmussen and Whitehouse, putting the Jackets in front.
Colin Pedersen just absolutely destroyed a River Falls player. And if anybody else wants a piece of him, he's happy to oblige.
We got the whistles blowing here now and the training staff coming out to look. I can't tell the number of the River Falls player. I did not see it again.
I saw it.
Because I was following the puck going the other way.
You know, Coach McKenna talks about getting your bumps in and finishing checks. He finished it. And when Colin Pedersen finishes a check, you're going to feel it.
Well, he's going to the penalty box, too. So I don't know are they going to take one each way? I think they are. They're going to get Pedersen for the Yellow Jackets and Hunter Jones for River Falls. Anthony Benares is the player that's down for the Falcons. He's dressed tonight as the extra skater, and I don't think we've said his name tonight, Jason.
River Falls coaching staff again in the ear of the officials. Now They are indeed taking 2 players off. I don't think the original hit that caused the injury is going to be penalized. I think it's actually going to be the second engagement when the second player went after Pettersson in retaliation. And I think that incident is going to be what causes both these penalties, but we'll wait to see what they put.
Yeah, we got to wait to sort this thing out. We still have a goal announcement coming our way too here at some point. So
lots of action all of a
we'll
sudden.
want to track on that, but I did not see the hit. I think I heard it,
yes.
maybe, but I was following because the puck had already come back this way, and it was a little behind the play, so I did not see it. But Pettersson to the box for the Yellow Jackets and Hunter Jones for River Falls. Time of those penalties, 6:21. The result of all of this is still going to be a 5-on-4 power play for the Yellow Jackets, who are up 2-1.
And the original hit from Pettersson came directly in front of the River Falls bench. In fact, it bent the River Falls player over into his own bench.
So a lot of discussion going on right now. River Falls coaching staff is saying, you got to be kidding me.
Unfortunately,
no, because they're wondering if it's 5-on-5 because they can't see the penalty on the board.
Sure. Unfortunately, kind of sapping the momentum that UWS may have gained by scoring that goal. We've had kind of a long delay here, but momentum could be restored with a power play for the Yellow Jackets.
So time of these penalties again, 6:21. 5-on-4 power play for the Jackets. They're second of the game. They're 0 for 1. This power play sponsored by Superior Water, Light, and Power. Tyler Ryder takes the shot from the left circle. That gets through, and Boynton makes the save. High sticking were the calls on Jones and Pettersson.
Yeah, I do think that was in reference to the second little skirmish that broke out after the original hit. Goaltender having some equipment issues here, working on his leg pad a bit, so we have a little stoppage as Boynton takes care of that.
Minute and 11 in this abbreviated power play for the Yellow Jackets. Falcons win the draw. The boards do the Jackets a favor. Holmes slides it down to Roosevelt, right corner, back to Holmes. Ryder has a lane, takes the shot. The save is made by Boynton. The puck was loose for a moment, but then Boynton able to get the trapper down and cover. And again, the River Falls coaching staff with the arms in the air. I could not tell if it was covered from this angle.
Right.
If it was, then yeah, you probably should have a penalty there for taking that extra swipe. At any rate, 58 seconds to go in the power play here. Face-off won by River Falls. They'll bank it off the boards. It hops the stick of Ryder and comes all the way down. Jackets will be forced to regroup. Again, this is their second power play. They're 0 for 1. Ryder onto the left wing for Stark, who picks up speed.
His 9th goal of the season and 15th of his career was number 10, Justin Dauphinien. He got an assist from number 13, Gavin Rasmussen. That's Dauphinien.
Should also be a helper on that one from Liam Whitehouse, but we'll make sure we get that taken care of later on. At any rate, 15 to go in the power play. Ryder, top of the left circle, walks, fires. The save is made by Boynton, knocks the lumber out of his hand. So the Jackets have a chance to take advantage of this if they can get the puck off the wall. Holmes on the right side loses it. Dauphinien picks it up now. Over left circle, Roosevelt up top. They wanted the one-timer, but Ryder had it go off his skate. Penalized player back on, so the Jackets now 0 for 2 on the power play. But getting some much better looks here in the first half of this third period than they had in all of the second. Puck tipped into the Yellow Jackets zone. It comes down in the left corner. Comes up the right wing boards. Riddle couldn't get a stick on it. Now Foss at the right point, or left point rather, couldn't handle it. That kicks out to neutral ice. Falcons dump it right back in. Jackets will send it the other way, and unfortunately are going to be whistled for icing in a faceoff coming up here with 11:53 remaining in the third period. 2-1 Yellow Jackets. Shots so far in the third period, 8-3.
Yeah, we've definitely seen that response that we were hoping for out of UWS, playing a good, strong, aggressive third period.
Face off to Grant's left. Simpson walks Rasmussen off the face-off, and only a poke check by Bergstrom was able to save it. Penalty coming. It's going to be on the Yellow Jackets here as they took Simpson down. Gavin Rasmussen's going to go sit for 2.
And Rasmussen's frustration with the officials continues to boil over here as he's having a conversation all the way to the penalty box after this one. Elbowing will be the call.
8:15 the time. Third power play now for the Falcons.
Not the formula that you want here for UWS trying to protect a 1-goal lead in the third period.
No.
It's going to come back to haunt you eventually if you keep spending the period in the box.
And I mean, I know what frustration does, but you got to swallow that sometimes. Dylan Smith, left circle. Stick handles over to the right circle. One-timer is going to be blocked in front. I think Holmes got a stick on that and tips it over the glass.
Liam Whitehouse laying out to block what looked to be a shot attempt right off the face-off, but because he was there, laid out completely on the ice and took it away, the River Falls player opted not to shoot and passed it off instead. Jackets making the sacrifices right now.
Face off to Grant's left. 11:35 remaining in the third. Jackets up a goal, 2-1, and Holmes will send that all the way down the ice. Boynton out of his net will set it up. Teleke takes it. Cole Teleke starts up the middle with it now. Dishes over for Collette on the right wing. He flips it in. Knocked out of the air by Roosevelt. He'll settle it down and then send it the distance. Boynton out of the net. Plays that one quickly ahead on the left wing. Loon. That pass broken up. Ryder's going to back it up a little bit and send it ahead on the left. He's got Pedersen. Colin Pedersen across the line. Spins from a checker. Still has the puck and smartly goes over to the right wing with it. It comes back to neutral as the Yellow Jackets will back it up. Ryder sends that all the way down. Johnny Myers will retreat behind his net. Comes out the left side with it here. A minute left in the power play as Myers comes across the Yellow Jacket line. Myers now in the left wing corner. Feeds it down low. Jones passes behind the net for Simpson. Back to the left wing side for Hunter Jones. Up top for Lee. Over to the right wing, Myers. On the right half board, Myers. Goes down low for Lindahl. Simpson left corner, Jones left point. Jones walks left circle, now takes the shot. It's blocked in front. Karam's over to the right wing corner where it's taken by Myers. Up top for Lee, back to Myers. Myers now right circle, fires and scores. Power play goal for River Falls. Great shot by Johnny Myers, and we're even once again.
Yeah, it looked like probably 5-hole there from the circle to the left of Grant. And like we said, eventually those penalties were going to come back to haunt you. Too many weapons for River Falls to keep giving them that opportunity.
Time of the goal, 9:58 of the third period. Johnny Myers scoring his 8th of the year, and we're back to even. Nick.
He got an assist from number 18, Tyler Lee. Myers from...
So Lee gets the assist. Probably should be another one in there somewhere. I'd have to go back and see the replay. But at any rate, we're back to even here. 2-2 with 9.5 to go in the third. Blake Holmes will start it out from behind his net now. Holmes has the puck hop on him. He recovers, goes to the left side behind Yermolnik. River Falls will come back on the attack now. Max Collette across the line, sends it deep. Comes behind the Yellow Jacket net to the right corner. Holmes takes out Smith. Puck picked up Yermolnik. Rink wide feed onto the right wing for Nickerson. Nickerson plays it softly to the right wing corner. Setter giving chase. Collette gets there first. Now behind the net, Teleke's got it. Cole Teleke will carry it up the left wing and send it ahead. Danziger breaks it up. Feeds Setter in the neutral zone. Setter across the line, dumps it in. Now the puck loose. Pedersen hammers his man to the ice and goes after the puck. Then he gets drilled off his skates in retaliation. And play continuing on. Puck in the Yellow Jacket zone now. Dvorny, rink wide, knocked out of the air on the right side by Pedersen. Now a steal. Kagawa's got it in the neutral zone. He's forced to dump it in because Pedersen was too deep. And the Falcons back on the attack. Lee through center, crosses the Yellow Jacket line and dumps it in. It's picked up behind the net now by Tyler Ryder. He sends it up the right wing. It comes to neutral ice. Roosevelt gives it for Kagawa. Iki Kagawa carries behind the net, blows a tire there. And Tyler Lee will send River Falls back the other way now. Simpson for Atwill on the left wing. Alex Atwill pushes it to the left corner. Evan Axel able to break that one up as we pass the 12-minute mark of the third period. We're tied at 2. Justin Dauphiné passes it ahead on the right wing for Roosevelt. He dumps it in. Right wing corner, River Falls zone. Dauphiné has got it. Justin Dauphiné now carries up the wall. Gives it for Stark. Shot right circle blocked. And Alex Davis has it for River Falls. Ahead for Foss, who carries up the left wing. He'll cross the red line and dump it in. Comes hard around the boards. And on the left side, Dauphiné settles it down and clears. Now Stark picks it up in the neutral zone. Reed Stark with speed, nifty move, drives it to the net. His shot hits the outside of the goal. And then Boynton will reach down and put the glove on top of that. And we'll get a face-off here in River Falls territory. If you're a Yellow Jacket fan looking for great team gear, visit our official Yellow Jacket Sideline store and browse all the current styles of Yellow Jacket apparel and accessories, including the same gear the Yellow Jackets wear. Find the Sideline store at uwsyellowjackets.com. And if you haven't already, you should download Swarm Central, the official rewards and loyalty app of the Yellow Jackets. Get started right now and receive 200 points for registering, 200 more for downloading the app. Redeem your points for cool prizes in the Swarm Central store. Find it online in the Apple and Google stores today.
Coming into this third period, we talked about how the officials hadn't been a factor. That's definitely changed in the third period. It's been a challenging period to officiate, and they've had an earful from both coaching staffs in this period. Both teams really frustrated right now. It'll be interesting to see how this next 7 minutes and 14 seconds transpires.
And again, we expect nothing different.
Right? I mean, the players are battling tooth and nail right now and looking for every edge they can get, and that makes it a challenge for the officials as well.
And this is the first of 8 of these to close the regular season, so this is what it's going to be like. Jackets win the faceoff. Dvorny over to Holmes at the left point. His shot floats over the net. Rasmussen behind the goal, coming out with it. Turns it, fires from a sharp angle. The save is made. Rebound was there for a moment, and then it's going to be scooped up and played back the other way by River Falls. Shmekhnov on the right wing sends it in. Belisle giving chase. Dvorny gets there first. Belisle comes out with the puck. Dvorny tying him up. Shmekhnov has it right corner. No, he walks it out, takes a shot right circle. It's going to get blocked. Rasmussen ties up with Belisle. Shmekhnov picks it up. He'll carry out, sends it up top. Teleki from the right point. A shot misses wide. Jackets go to clear. Pop fly is going to get up into the ceiling and come on back down. And a faceoff coming up here in the Yellow Jacket zone.
A little too much space for the River Falls players coming off the boards there 2 times.
Yep.
Rasmussen was doing his part. He was tied up with his man, but got to tighten up that D-zone coverage a little bit late in the third period here.
Face off to Grant's right. Danziger pulls it out of the pile and retreats behind his net with 6.5 to go here in the third. Passes to the left wing boards. Bergstrom back in the middle. Danziger, he'll cross the red. Flips it to the right corner. Francois chasing, as is Kagawa. Puck tied up along the end boards here. It comes loose and behind the net. Francois got it. Throws that one out front. Right there was Pettersson, but Boynton gets a stick on it. Now in the neutral zone, Pettersson again. Feathers it through some legs to Kagawa. He takes the shot. Stick save made by Boynton. Rebound picked up and the Falcons clear. Yellow Jackets break it up at center. Kagawa giving chase, but Teleki there first. And he dumps it into the Yellow Jacket zone. Good scrum here. There's been several good scrums tonight. Dylan Smith comes out with it. Sharp angle shot from him. Hits the outside of the goal. May have caught the right arm of Kobe Grant. Dauphiné picks up the puck and goes up the right wing with it now. He crosses the River Falls line. Over to the left circle. Carries behind the net. Comes out the right side with it here. Dauphiné all the way up to the line. Takes the shot, but it's blocked by Simpson. Holmes chokes up on the stick and clears. Jackets get it back. Then a steal. Falcons dump it in. Whitehouse quickly to the left side. Holmes up the left wing. Roosevelt, he tips it in right into the skates of the linesman. And that makes for an easy breakout here for River Falls. Simpson across the line, but they do the Yellow Jackets a favor, as going across early was Reed Loon offside. on the Falcons.
It's like the basketball saying, the ball don't lie. Well, on that one, the puck didn't lie. A little bad puck luck on one side, but then that bad luck repaid with some good fortune to break up a 3-on-2 the other way.
5:05 to go here in the third. 2-2 Yellow Jackets and Falcons tied up. It's been a good one. Puck dumped into Yellow Jacket territory now. Blake Holmes flips it out to neutral. Falcons quickly play it back in transition, and on the left wing, Vidrick tips it in. River Falls offside. Yellow Jackets will take the time and come out with it here. Nickerson spins around on the right wing and dumps it in. Flip back to neutral ice, gloved down by Whitehouse. His momentum was pulling him the other way, so Vidrick takes the puck. He'll play it deep behind the Yellow Jacket net center. For Whitehouse, up the right wing for Nickerson. He banks it off the boards down into River Falls territory. Now Nickerson creates the turnover. Right corner, tried to center for Setter, but it was blocked. And River Falls back on the attack. Vidrick has his pass broken up at neutral. He gets it back and dumps it in. Setter intercepts. He'll throw it back for Tyler Ryder as the forward line changes. Axel up the right side, flips it in. Bouncing puck gloved by Boynton, and he's going to hold. And we'll have a face-off coming up here in the River Falls zone.
Smartly gloved there as UWS had just got a new trio of forwards who are chomping at the bit to get down there and get in on the forecheck. Probably a good time to take a face-off for River Falls.
Rasmussen will take the draw to the left of Brennan Boynton. 4:01 to play here in the third. 2-2 the score. Teleki for River Falls flips that to neutral. Glove down by Axel. And he'll backhand that one ahead. It goes off the stick of Carson Riddle. And River Falls will send it back the other way. Now Axel with the steal. Then he turns it over. Shmeknov has it. It's poked off his stick, but comes down into the Yellow Jacket zone. Tyler Ryder circles his net. Carries up the right wing. Banks it into the River Falls zone. He'll catch up to it in the right corner. Teleki takes him into the boards. Ryder tries to get away, but a good job by Teleki to get the stick there and make sure that Ryder can't go any further with it, and River Falls will clear. Shmeknov dumps it in. Devornay there first, leaves it behind the net for Rasmussen. Gavin Rasmussen over to the left side. Holmes, rink wide, onto the right. Devornay crosses the River Falls line. Devornay carries it deep, spins away from a check, goes behind the net with it for Dauphiné. He's going to come to the right side. Devornay on the half board, back to the right corner for Dauphiné. Dauphiné gets some room, goes behind the net. Wraparound attempt at the left side, and it's blocked. Clearing attempt held in. Now Dauphiné, left circle, walks, fires. That one's going to go off a leg and wide. Picked up by Johnny Myers. He picks up speed on the right wing, gets it to neutral ice. Myers, 1-on-4 across the Yellow Jacket line. Gets to the top of the left circle and then plays it down low. It comes behind the net to the right wing corner. 2.5 to go here in the third period. Yellow Jackets and River Falls tied 2-2. At center now, carrying it up ice. This is Roosevelt. He dumps it in. Puck comes back behind the Falcon goal, picked up by Simpson. He sidesteps the check of Francois. Sends it ahead on the right wing. Bergstrom there for the Yellow Jackets, and he's going to pass it ahead. Nobody gets a stick on it. River Falls regains control. On the left wing across the Yellow Jacket line, Atwill takes a long shot. Grant's going to make the stop. He'll hold on. And we're going to get a face-off with 1:59 to go here in the third. Shots 30-23 favoring the Yellow Jackets, and we're tied at 2.
Counting it down here, 1:59 remaining in the third period. Key defensive zone face-off.
Matt Francois in to take the draw. Falcons win it, but the Jackets come out with the puck. Kagawa moves it ahead, wanted Pettersson, but it was broken up nicely by Hunter Jones. Now the Falcons on the attack on the left wing. Vidrick, long shot, gloved and held by Grant.
Kind of feels like Kagawa's about one shot away from being able to score one here. If they can just get him one good scoring chance.
Danziger with the puck for the Jackets here, goes high off the right wing glass. Glove down there at the River Falls line by Brust. Well, that one hits a player, pops up in the air, the puck's free. Kagawa's got it. Kagawa carries down behind the net, comes out the right side with it here. Iki Kagawa, right circle. Up top, left point Bergstrom, in the middle Kagawa. One-timer, that one catches traffic in front. I think it went off of Colin Pettersson in front and ends up going into the netting.
Pettersson says, all in a day's work. That's why we wear masks. What a hard-working night for Colin Pettersson. He has been fantastic.
Yeah, if he's not wearing a bird cage here, he's probably picking his teeth up right now.
Probably.
Yeah, we have a timeout being called here by River Falls. You know, and why not? I mean, you got a minute and 21 to go here in the third. You get it back in the overtime anyway.
Yep, don't get anything for saving it.
Nope.
Settle things down after a good little flurry there for UWS and give your players a chance to catch a rest with that top line, the defensive line that you want out there.
Yellow Jackets have been blending the lines a little bit here in the third period, where we've seen more of Nickerson playing the right side with Rasmussen's line. Now it looks like Rasmussen's going to center Nickerson and setter. So Coach McKenna trying to find that combination and trying to figure out, okay, this guy is really going right now. Maybe I put him with him, and you know, it's a chess match.
It is a chess match, but boy, this Yellow Jacket team is fun to watch. I mean, this has been a fun hockey game. You know, I mean, obviously you've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing it for a few years with you, but this team's fun to watch.
Yeah, they're
night in and
entertaining.
night out. They're fun to watch.
They're entertaining, man. They are entertaining, and I mean, full disclosure, 3-4 games into the season, they weren't a fun team to watch. And I think I said that before, like, man, this is just kind of a drag. But, man, they've been proving me wrong here for the last couple of months. Face off to Boynton's left. Rasmussen will take it. Rasmussen had a stick on it, but the Falcons break it up. Dylan Smith now on the right. Throws it ahead to center. Rasmussen will throw it off the right wing boards. It comes down in the River Falls zone. Backing it up there is Brust. Up the middle for Collette. Now over to Myers. Myers left wing. Falls down. Jackets come out with it here, and it's going to be Setter up the right wing. Under a minute to go now here. Blake Setter on the right side has it. Setter up to the line. Throws that one up to the left point for Dvorny, and he'll give it down low. Whitehouse now has it behind. Whitehouse comes out, fires, and the save is made. Rebound shot, and Boynton gets that one as well. Penalty coming, it's on River Falls as Whitehouse banging away at that puck at the left side, looking for his first collegiate goal. In the left wing corner, Teleki has him pinned. There's the whistle. And it's going to be a slashing call, and all the evidence you need is lying in the left face-off circle. Jackets heading to the power play. Coach McKenna probably going to call a timeout.
Yeah, that's Blake Setter's stick, formerly in one piece, now in two pieces on the ice. And the Jackets will have a power play as a result of that will extend through the final 33.1 seconds of this period unless the Jackets score, and then could conceivably go into overtime as well if they don't.
Well, let's make no mistake about this, Jason. I mean, points are crucial. And the Jackets, having had 2 overtime wins, they've lost a couple points there now. You really want to try to nail this thing down in regulation and get that third point.
That is an excellent point on the topic of points. And UWS will indeed, as you said, take that timeout that you expected here.
So how this will work, I mean, you'll be 5-on-4 obviously here. And then going into the overtime, it would move to 4-on-3. And it would stay that way and then go to 4-on-4 as the player was released from the little timeout box across the ice, and it stays 4-on-4 until there's a stoppage, then dips back to 3-on-3.
Be interesting to see who the Jackets put out here for this final 33 seconds. You pointed out earlier a power play situation where UWS put 5 forwards on the ice.
In this situation, you got to have a D-man out there.
It would be an awfully big risk, I agree. And, you know, UWS is blessed to have multiple defensemen with an offensive flair. So you're not really losing much by putting D-man
Right, you've got guys that are big, they're mobile, and they're puck movers.
Yeah.
So Jacket 5 on the ice here. Stark, Dauphiné, Roosevelt, Rasmussen, and Ryder. Rasmussen playing on the blue line. Face off to Boynton's right. Third power play sponsored by Superior Water, Light, and Power. We'll start with the Falcons winning the face-off and forcing the Yellow Jackets to go 200 feet. Really sucks the life out of you when you lose 15 seconds of this power play in regulation to chasing the puck back in your own zone. Stark on the left wing. Comes up to the left point. Ryder sidesteps a penalty killer now. Ryder left circle. Down behind the net for Stark, but the puck took off on him. Up to the right point. Rasmussen. Ryder. Stark the one-timer, and he fanned on it. Oh, he had a wide open net, and he healed that one. And we are going to overtime.
Reed Stark laying face down in the corner, now up to one knee, frustrated with that fan on the one-timer opportunity. There was a lot of traffic out front. I mean, it was far from a guarantee that it would have went in, even if he would have squared it up. But shooters want to shoot. He had a good opportunity there. Yellow Jackets created a few good opportunities. Again, seeing Tyler Ryder using his feet, creating opportunities, not just blindly hammering the puck from the blue line. Some good looks there for UWS, and now hopefully some more of those in overtime. Again, a key to just win that opening face-off. You know, that was the challenge there. Is like you said, you lost 15 seconds of the 30 that you had by just having to chase the puck down. So big opening draw coming here in OT.
Shots on goal in the third period. The Yellow Jackets had 12 for a 3-period total of 32. River Falls had 7 for a 3-period total of 24. Overtime on no strangers. Either one of these teams, they've had plenty of extra hockey this year. This will be the 5th time the Yellow Jackets have gone to overtime. They are 3-0-1, including an OT win over River Falls back in early December. For the Falcons, this is their 6th trip to overtime, and they are 2-3.
And pretty fitting that we'd end up in overtime when you look at this game. It's been an even battle. Both teams have had their moments, and a couple of good hockey teams working real hard.
Absolutely. Yellow Jackets will start it on the power play.
Okay, putting you on the spot here. Is this the longest running or most games rivalry in UWS history? I mean, first game was in 66, so I mean, it goes back a ways. These teams have played well over 100 games against each other. How does that compare to other long-standing rivalries?
Yeah, it's one of the longest. I mean, it's tonight's game is number 169. River Falls has 180. The Yellow Jackets have 170, and there's 18 tie games in there. So it is a very long-running rivalry. I'd have to go back and look at the numbers and just see if it's the longest. But yeah, it is. It is in the top 3. There's no doubt about that. I know there's a lot of games between the Yellow Jackets and Eau Claire. Clearly a lot between the Yellow Jackets and St. Scholastica.
Right.
So 4-on-3 to start the overtime period.
We can't see the time on the clock. There we go. We've reset the penalty clock.
1:27 on the power play here for the Yellow Jackets, who will come out with Pedersen, Rasmussen, Stark, and Ryder to start this overtime period. Jackets won the draw, but then Stark lost the puck, and River Falls will send it all the way down. Each team has collected a point here tonight. Who's going to get the second one? Ryder across the River Falls line gets pinned to the boards on the right side. Falcons will send it all the way down. Well, that was gross.
A zone entry against 3 players should be easier than that one was.
Well, he kind of skated himself into no man's land.
Yeah.
Rasmussen up the middle now, gives on the left wing for Stark. He plays it deep. Rasmussen behind the goal. Somebody lost the lumber behind the net, so an added obstacle there. Stark at the left point position, walks, fakes the shot. Ryder in the right circle, back up top, Stark. Rasmussen, Stark. Left circle, Rasmussen, Stark. Right circle, Ryder, Stark, Rasmussen. Over for Ryder in the right circle. Pass hits him in the skate. Stark, high slot. Stick handles. Takes the shot, blocked beautifully by the Falcons. It comes down to Foss in the corner. Jackets get it back on the right side. This is Ryder. Whistle on the play. And what happened here? Oh, the clips on the glass. Boy, those things are taking a beating here.
What a fantastic break for the River Falls Falcons there.
You had a guy without a stick.
That was Johnny Myers, who also was the guy who blocked Reed Stark's shot. I mean, he flat out just kick save, no stick, stuck his ankle out there and blocked it into the rafters almost.
So we're going to have a delay as they have to go and get another one of those plastic clips. That's 2 or 3 that have gone tonight, and I want to say in the last several weeks, you're probably looking at a handful of those that have gone. So
the last few weeks have been rough on Westman Arena.
Ooh. And we're going to have a delay.
Yeah, and again, really, really tough break for the Yellow Jackets. Had the puck, had possession, are continuing to work the power play there, and all of a sudden that's nullified. Now it'll come down to another face-off with 23 seconds remaining in the power play.
River Falls has won 30 draws in the game. The Yellow Jackets have won 28. And as we wait for the repair to be made, which is nothing more than carry the ladder over there and pop 2 new clips on.
Unfortunately, it's at the farthest possible point away from where those clips and the ladder is located.
Right. So we have a bit of a break here in the overtime. I guess the advantage for the Jackets is the players they want are getting rest.
Right. So that will be good. Yeah, if you weren't with us, 2 weeks ago now, we had a huge chunk of the dasher board extracted in the middle of play, which ended up being a very lengthy delay.
That was 20 or 30 minutes that we had to sit here and fill time after that piece on the boards broke. But it appears it's all good now down there. And we wait.
The ladder is out. So that's progress. Now we just need the plastic clip.
We've got the clips.
Here we go. Up the ladder we go.
Boy, it's right in front of our mics, too. I can hear the ladder moving and everything. I'm going to mute that quick.
Otherwise, we may have...
I don't want to hear,
the kind of play-by-play that we don't want on the mic right now.
This is a family show, so we're going to mute that quick and allow them to pop these things back on.
Do their work in peace over there.
When we come back to action, 23 seconds of power play time here for the Yellow Jackets, and I think it's imperative that they win the face-off and keep that thing in the offensive zone, because if they have to go 200 feet here, kiss the power play goodbye.
Right, yeah, and 0 for 2 on power plays, 0 for 2 on face-offs on this power play so far, so would obviously be a key time to break that streak and win one here for the Jackets and try to work it around and take advantage of this big 4-on-3. Some open passing lanes. Try to move the puck quickly, and typically you're looking for that one-timer after you get the defense trying to rotate around a little bit.
23 seconds left in the minor penalty of Cole Teleke of River Falls. 3:55 to go in the overtime. We're tied at 2. Face-off to the left of Brennan Boynton, who's made 30 stops tonight. Rasmussen, Pedersen, Stark, and Holmes on the ice. Face-off controlled by the Yellow Jackets here. Stark gives up to the right point. Holmes back to Stark now. Right circle for Holmes in the high slot. Rasmussen left circle. He swaps places with Holmes. Gives it now. Stark right circle into the slot. Takes the shot to save his aim. Big rebound up the slot. But the Falcons able to recover. And they'll send it all the way down. Out of the penalty box comes Teleke, and we are back to even strength. 3.5 to go in the overtime. 4-on-4 right now. At the next stoppage, we'll go to 3-on-3. Or will we? Do you do that on the icing?
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, UWS tried to headman this puck, and it just hit something on the ice and took a terrible bounce right over Roosevelt's stick. Ended up going the distance for an icing. The officials are sorting out what needs to happen now.
Yeah, they are going to. It does go to 3-on-3 now, so. Oh, no, they're going to keep it 4-on-4. So apparently you can't make that change on an icing, which is peculiar. I did not know that. So 4-on-4 now. Face off to the right of Kobe Grant. 3:23 left in overtime. Falcons win the face-off. Teleke, left circle. Sends it up top. It hops over his stick, and Blake Holmes has it. Holmes now into the offensive zone, right circle. Walks, feeds it across for Roosevelt, and it hopped over his stick. Roosevelt now carries behind the net. He's taken off the play by Teleke. Falcons go after it. Dauphiné pursues. He comes out with it, and he loses the puck in the left wing corner, and River Falls comes back the other way. Jackets break it up. Bergstrom up the right side into the River Falls zone. Bergstrom down to the right wing corner. Bergstrom nowhere for him to go with it, so he cycles it back down low. And the Falcons' Alex Atwill leaves it behind the net for Burke Simpson. Simpson up the middle with it here. 4-on-4 in the overtime. 2.5 to go. Tied at 2. Teleki on the right. Sends it into the Yellow Jacket zone. Myers battling with Ryder. Myers falls down. Able to poke the puck past Ryder. Ryder catches up to it along the boards and turns it over, but then the Yellow Jackets get it right back. It's Ryder up the left wing. Kagawa. He backhands it into the zone. Left corner and gives chase. Yellow Jackets changing. Kagawa tied up by Lee. He gets loose, then falls down. Gets right back into the play. Puck pops in the air. Kagawa's got it left circle. Kagawa carries it into the high slot, hits the brakes, leaves it now at the left point. Dvorny back to Kagawa in the left circle. Under 2 minutes to go in overtime. We're tied at 2. Kagawa feeds down low. Dvorny battling for it, gets to Kagawa, out into the slot. Now Rasmussen turns it, fires, and he just misses wide. Now the Falcons come back with a Collette. Drops it for Teleki. Fans booing wanted a penalty call, but Gavin Rasmussen tripped on his own there, folks. Both teams changing. Teleki behind his net with 1.5 minutes to play. Falcons come out with it here and picking up speed. Dylan Smith on the right, cuts to the middle across the Yellow Jacket line. Danziger poke checks him. Puck's tied up along the boards. Falcons work it loose. Dylan Smith into the high slot with it here. Pressured there, takes a long shot. Grant the save. And he'll hold on to it with 1:06 to go here in the overtime. Coach McKenna telling his bench guys, settle. We're okay.
Got to control what you can control right here.
Like winning the faceoff?
That'd be good.
Face-off to Grant's left.
Now we go to 3-on-3.
3-on-3 here. Francois, Roosevelt, and Ryder on the ice for the Yellow Jackets. Francois will take the draw against Lindahl to the left of Kobe Grant. False start. Now it's dropped and Tyler Ryder's got it. The possession game commences here. Roosevelt up the left wing, cuts to the middle now, crosses the River Falls line, carries it deep to the right wing corner, less than 1 minute to go. Roosevelt leaves it for Francois on the right wing, gives it back down low for Roosevelt, right wing corner. Teleki takes him into the boards, as you can hear. In to help out Francois. Ryder staying out of it, as is Dylan Smith for River Falls. Time ticking away in the OT. Roosevelt pinned by Teleki. It comes loose. Francois now, he's pinned, but he gets free. Up top, right point Ryder. He walks. Spinorama gets away from trouble now. Tyler Ryder carries it behind the River Falls net. Ryder comes out the left wing side with it here. Ryder all the way to the high slot, and as it poked off his stick, it comes to neutral ice. Jackets are going to be forced to regroup here. And then it's turned over in the neutral zone. Ryder gets it back, leaves it for Stark. Stark now with under 10 to go in the period. Sends it ahead on the left wing for Rasmussen. Rasmussen floats it ahead. Stark with a blast, and it just misses wide. Boy, that was about the only thing Gavin Rasmussen could have done there, and he did it perfectly. Unfortunately, that one just misses, and we're going to a shootout.
I like the idea to regroup there. It just took a couple ticks too long for the Yellow Jackets. Here we go. Shootout.
First time this season in the shootout for River Falls. Second time for the Yellow Jackets. They were victorious. That was in game 2 against St. Olaf. So this game goes in the books as a tie. Now the question, who gets the extra point via the shootout? So the win streak is over. The unbeaten streak continues.
Still alive.
And we'll see who the Yellow Jackets are going to roll out here in this shootout.
Jackets would have liked to have been able to create a little bit more in that overtime, especially with the power play. But they had a couple of cracks at it. That one chance that Roosevelt had on the feed, the cross crease feed from Blake Holmes, was a beauty opportunity. And earlier in the game, when the ice is in better shape, that probably ends up in the back of the net. But obviously, this ice has had a lot of mileage on it today, and puck seemed like it bounced over his stick there a bit.
Yeah, that one got it wasn't the hop the Jackets wanted. So River Falls is going to shoot first. Arseny Shmekhnov will be the shooter. Never been fond of the shootout as Shmekhnov picks it up. He'll slowly enter the Yellow Jacket zone. Right circle, goes to the backhand and scores. Very patient Arseny Shmekhnov there. He was able to open up the 5-hole and slide it underneath Grant. Yellow Jackets have Iki Kagawa coming out. And he will pick it up and come into the zone. Kagawa right down the slot, stick handles, fires, Boynton makes the save. That one was sneaking through.
For as casual as Boynton was, I don't think he realized that the puck had actually gotten through him there.
Johnny Myers for River Falls. He'll pick it up. Carries into the zone on the right wing side. Myers right circle, stick handles, works his way to his left, goes to the backhand. Grant makes the save. Tried as a move very similar to what Shmekhnov did. Grant was able to stand up to it. Gavin Watt off the bench for the Yellow Jackets.
Interesting selection here, Gavin Watt.
Scored the winner in the previous shootout.
Got a little something going on these shootouts.
Yeah, so Watt picks it up. Very slowly makes his way into the zone. Stick handles right down the middle. Fakes to the backhand and Boynton on the poke check. So Grant needs to make the save here as Dylan Smith comes out for River Falls. A Smith goal ends it, a save, and the Jackets will have their opportunity with another shooter. Smith, the leading goal scorer for River Falls. He'll pick it up and come all the way to the left wing. Works his way to the middle. Stick handles and nearly lost the puck there, so I think he was kind of forced to take a shot he didn't want to take. Save is made by Grant, and now it's Gavin Rasmussen.
Yeah, again, I mean, we don't have any shovels, anything going down the middle of the ice here, so it's pretty bumpy out there at this point.
The Yellow Jacket captain, the last hope. He'll pick up the puck and come in on the right side. Rasmussen in the right circle. Cuts it to the middle now. Stick handles. Fires. Boynton the save.
And then Boynton bows to the linesman for some reason before celebrating with his team.
Why not, I guess. Final score here tonight. Yellow Jackets and River Falls skate to a 2-2 tie. Falcons the extra point in the shootout. We'll take a timeout and come back with the postgame show sponsored by Synovus Energy right after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. At Westman Arena. It's our postgame show sponsored by Synovus Energy. Final score here tonight. Yellow Jackets and River Falls skate to a 2-2 tie. And then the Falcons get the extra point here this evening as they outscore the Jackets 1-0 in the shootout. And what does that mean in the WIAC standings? Well, it means the Yellow Jackets are no longer in first place. And it means that things are tighter than ever in conference play as we make our way through the stretch run here. But John Garver and Jason Roan with you here at Westman Arena. And, boy, that was a fun hockey game tonight, Jason. And, feel a little bad for the Yellow Jackets there as it got away from them in the third period, especially after they got that hard-working goal from Justin Dauphiné to break the tie.
Yeah, definitely a game that UWS will feel like they should have won, and going to be disappointing to end up with River Falls getting the extra point out of it. It always feels so hollow, especially when it comes in shootout. As you mentioned, you're not a big fan of it. I mean, I can understand it for the regular season like this, but it still stings. Pretty good effort by UWS there. Really exciting hockey game, big rivalry game, and unfortunately just couldn't get that extra point tonight.
Yeah, it sets the stage, though, for a big one tomorrow. And, I mean, as much as I can't stand – you got to have this one. I think the Jackets got to have this one tomorrow.
Yeah, home ice. It's going to be a big one tomorrow. Definitely want to try to get that 3 points if possible, and if not, at least 2.
Yeah, so they because as a result of what happened tonight, now the Yellow Jackets fall into second place. Stevens Point getting a big win over UW Stout on the road. Pointers playing some good hockey right now. Technically, they're tied atop the standings, but this is a point that got away from the Jackets. They needed this one.
Right.
Assistant coach Brian Meisner is with us now, and let me give that a second to fire up. Check that mic.
Check.
All right, we got Mouse in the house.
All right.
It's one of my son's books, too, Mouse in the house. So at any rate, Brian Meisner, Yellow Jacket assistant coach. 2-2 tie is what it goes in the books as here tonight. So not a loss, but at the same time, I feel like one you guys probably look at and go, yeah, we should have won this.
Yeah, we talked about it between periods, I think. Especially after the first, we deserved better, we thought, but hey, they played well too, and that was a good hockey game. The guys were really into it, and I thought our first period was outstanding. Our skating was probably the best, even the second, but maybe the best we skated all year.
I thought the first period was, arguably your best period of the year. You guys were absolutely electric in the first 20.
It was fun, yeah. And then we did get rewarded, but that's going to happen sometimes, and so you got to pick yourself up. And when we scored, give them credit. They came right back. And, I mean, they're a resilient team, too.
They are.
So
absolutely.
That weird first goal that River Falls scored, is there anything you could tell your defensemen to do differently on that play? I mean, they tied up the guys, and then the puck kind of ends up in the net. Everybody goes into the net.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of one of those things that just happens. But I didn't know if, from your perspective, there was anything you saw that could have been different.
There, to be honest with you, at the beginning, the guy got around us a little bit, and then we're trying to catch up to him, and then we fall down. I mean, when a team plays, and that's what we're trying to do, is attack another team, attack their defensemen, and put pressure on them. And if you put pressure on them, things like that can happen, But a lot of times, for our D, if you saw in the second period and the third period, when we had great gaps, they had nothing. Like we caused turnovers, right? I mean, that's what I saw. But so I think our gaps got a little bit loose at times, and they took advantage of it.
Right.
But it wasn't terrible. I mean, none of it was terrible. Like,
no.
No. It wasn't like a bad play.
No.
They made a good play.
Yeah,
too, so.
And sometimes bad luck happens, and that was mostly bad luck.
I mean, and running the goalie. I mean, Kobe had no chance.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there was absolutely nothing he could have done in that situation. But the kind of, again, though, the beauty of the 2-game series, when we played this game in this league, most these were all 2-game series. So you get to come right back with this team again tomorrow, and kind of makes it a little more imperative. Now the points are really important. You squandered an extra one tonight, and you still would have been in first place alone if you could have got that extra point tonight. Now you're in second.
Yeah, and that's this league too, right? And so, as Rich said to the guys, we knew. And this part of our schedule, I mean, all these games are going to be one-score games, it seems like, especially against the WIAC. So they know us, we know them. Everybody we're playing here, everybody's fighting hard. It's just a great league. It's got to be the best Division III league in the country by far. I mean, there's good players. I mean, the caliber of play, the type of players we have, the speed of the game. I mean, Tyler Ryder was unbelievable tonight.
He was,
I mean, that first goal was amazing.
What a fake.
But he just played tremendous all night long. I thought he was outstanding. But, so we got to come back and get him. Like you said, it's big tomorrow, 3 points.
Yeah, it was great hockey tonight. Frustrating if you take away, like, the result of what happened in the shootout and just look at what happened on the ice. That was a heck of a hockey game by UWS. I mean, you guys played well
we did.
in large portions of that game.
Yeah, and so did they. And again, that's why I was tied. But I'm old enough to remember when shootouts started. right? at juniors, and then it crept into college years later, right?
Right.
And I remember the first time we lost a shootout, and I'm thinking to myself, we're upset. You know, the guys are upset in the locker room, pounding their sticks. I'm like, what's wrong? We tied the game. You know,
right.
And nowadays, it's defeat or it's a victory.
Mm-hmm.
That little shootout, and really, you get to the playoffs. To me, the playoffs, we're still playing.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't.
Yeah. So you don't really want
matter,
your team.
you know?
You don't really want your team to feel like it lost tonight.
I know, but it's so far beyond that right now. It's 20 years past that. Right. I could get away with that my first 10 years, but not anymore. You know?
Well, a good hockey game here again tonight, Mouse, and you had your decor plan.
Yeah, thanks.
You know, top line hockey again, so, you know.
I didn't do anything but open the door. They were good.
Well, you're really good at that, too.
Yeah, thank you. I should get something for that, right?
24 hours, and we're right back at it.
I know. Hope more fans. There was a great crowd tonight.
Good
Let's
crowd
get
tonight.
more tomorrow because it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, youth night tomorrow, so hopefully a lot of the kiddos from Saha show up and throw those jerseys on. I don't know if he's got 3 games tomorrow, so I don't know if Teddy can be here for that one. It's going to be a long day for him tomorrow.
Good job. Go
All right.
get him, Teddy. All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot,
All
Mouse.
right.
Appreciate
Good
it.
night.
Yellow Jacket assistant coach Brian Meisner and his regular stop up here during the postgame show sponsored by Synovus Energy comes after a 2-2 tie, and he makes a dynamite point, Jason. This isn't a loss.
Right.
And, I mean, even I kind of feel like, he lost this one here tonight. No, you didn't. You didn't. This is a tie game. You got a point out of it. Everything's okay.
Yep.
You know? Yeah, your win streak's gone. All right.
And as a coaching staff and as a group of players, that is probably one of the most important things to take out of tonight now is don't feel like this is a loss. You know what? Let's continue to do the things well that we did well.
Mm-hmm.
Let's improve upon the few things that we maybe didn't do as well as we hoped. And let's keep moving forward. Don't get down because of what happened in a shootout tonight.
Yellow Jackets had the lead twice tonight and unable to hold on to that lead. And I give a lot of credit to River Falls because both times they answered in very quick fashion. The first one was 2 minutes 19 seconds, and the second one was 3 minutes 46 seconds. So they didn't take long.
Right, that was huge for them. They didn't let it become like a snowball rolling down a hill where UWS was really able to gain momentum and extend a lead. They never got that opportunity. You know, 1 goal was the most they ever got.
Let's jump into the post-game summary as the Yellow Jackets wasted no time. Speaking of wasting no time, just 28 seconds into the game, they light the lamp. And this was you won the opening faceoff. They attacked on the forecheck. You did a great job working it behind the net. I want to say Justin Dauphiné started it behind the net and got it around to Roosevelt right side. Great pass and great fake. And it was so much on that opening play. And what a way to start.
Yeah, just a beautiful goal, and you couldn't get a better start for the Yellow Jackets. Big game at home tonight. Come out and score a goal in the first minute.
28 seconds in, Reed Stark, his 10th. Jackets in front early. A wave of panic breaks over the broadcaster as he had the return turned down all the way. And I'm going, is it playing? Is it playing? So Stark getting his 10th of the season. Ryder and Roosevelt the assist 28 seconds in. Jackets are in front 1-0. Only stayed that way, as we said, for 2 minutes and 19 seconds. River Falls tying it up. Scoring change did come in. Owen Belisle does get credit for that goal, his 2nd of the season. Arseny Smeknov getting the assist. Ties the game on the Bolorama goal, if you will.
Yeah, strange goal. A whole bunch of guys end up along with the puck in the crease, and Kobe Grant really never had a chance to save it. And we talked with Coach about it, got his perspective on it from where he was. It's just not a lot the Jackets could have done differently on that play. Just a little bit of bad luck, really.
1-1 after one. Shots on goal in the first period favoring the Yellow Jackets at 13-8. No scoring in the second period, and the second not as sharp as the first for the guys in the gold sweaters. River Falls out shooting the Yellow Jackets 9-7 in the period. Then the Yellow Jackets kind of rediscovered their form a little bit in the third period. The passes got a little crisper. The skating was better. Guys were moving their feet, all that stuff that coaches talk about. And the one I like, they played to the whistle, and at 6-12, Justin Dauphiné gets rewarded for playing to the whistle, scoring his 9th goal of the season. It was a beaut.
Yeah, great greasy goal there, banging away on the puck, and ended up, not quitting, like you said, play to the whistle. And for a few moments there, it looked like it might stand up as a game winner.
9th of the season for Justin Dauphiné put the Jackets back in front, 2-1. 9th of the season for Justin Dauphiné Rasmussen and Liam Whitehouse getting the assist. That was at 6:12. Jackets back in front 2-1, but then they get bit by the penalty bug again. Just a couple minutes later, they take a penalty, and River Falls capitalizing on the power play. 9:58. Johnny Myers is 8th.
Yeah, and I think, in retrospect, that might be the one area that the UWS coaches can point to. It's like, boy, we got to be careful when we take these penalties, because what happened there is a really unfortunate situation for the Jackets, and maybe they boiled over a little bit at that point, but I mean, there was some understandable frustration too. Anyway, It results in a goal.
Yeah, it results in the goal with Gavin Rasmussen in the box, and Johnny Myers ties it at 9:58 of the third period on the power play. It was 2-2. Jackets kind of get it going again late in the period. Had a couple really good opportunities that they didn't capitalize on, but I think more importantly, they draw that penalty late, knowing that they'll close regulation and start overtime on the power play.
Right, and unfortunately lost the first face-off of that power play, which ended up costing them about half the time they had in regulation to be able to score. But did a lot of good things on the power play. I mean, created some good looks. Unfortunately, just couldn't finish it off.
Best opportunity of the overtime, you mentioned it already, was Roosevelt wide open net, just couldn't get the puck.
Yeah, Blake Holmes was fantastic tonight, and he led the rush on that one and ended up showing a lot of poise, held the puck, slid it across. Everybody was starting to come up out of their seats because it looked like it was going to be basically an empty net tap-in, but, late in the game, a lot of traffic on that ice. Looked like it maybe took a little hop and ended up not going in.
So we go 2-2 through overtime. It's a tie game at that point. Each team gets a point, and then we go to the shootout to determine who the winner is going to be. And Arseny Smeknov scores on the first attempt for River Falls, and that ends up being the only goal.
Yeah, fittingly, I guess, for the way tonight went. I mean, we had those early goals and not a whole lot of goals the rest of the way, and shootout was similar. It's a goal on the first opportunity that Kobe Grant almost saved. He came close, and unfortunately, just nobody else was able to dent it after that.
And on the flip side, going the other way, Gavin Watt's opportunity, he got that one through, but it just didn't quite have enough to get all the way through.
Right, yeah, exactly. There were a couple that kind of leaked through Boynton a little bit, but just didn't have enough juice on him to cross the goal line.
Shots on goal in the third period, Yellow Jackets had 12, River Falls 7. Then in the overtime, the Yellow Jackets had 2, River Falls had 1. For the game, Yellow Jackets outshooting the Falcons 34-25. Penalties in the game tonight, each team took 4 penalties for 8 minutes, and on the power play, the Jackets go 0 for 3. River Falls 1 for 3. The Yellow Jackets actually 5 shots with the man advantage. River Falls only had 3.
Yeah, and in some ways, I mean, you look at that 0 for 3 on the power play, and
there you go.
That was the difference tonight. If you can find a way to get one more, extend that lead somewhere along the way, then you're coming out of here with a win instead of a tie.
Kobe Grant got the start and goal for the Yellow Jackets tonight. He finishes with 23 saves. His record now 5-1-2 on the season. At the other end, Brennan Boynton finishes the game with 32 saves for River Falls. His record now 10-7-1. Yellow Jackets 13-3-2 overall, 6-1-1 in the WIAC. River Falls is 10-7-1 overall, 4-3-1 in conference play. Final score here again tonight, 2-2. The Yellow Jackets and River Falls skate to a even draw. We'll take one more break, come back and wrap it up at Westman Arena right after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. Westman Arena final segment of our postgame show, sponsored by Synovus Energy. The Yellow Jackets and River Falls skate to a 2-2 tie. River Falls getting the extra point with a 1-0 win. I use air quotes, in the shootout. Elsewhere around the WIAC tonight, Stevens Point handling Stout 5-1. And UW Eau Claire shuts out Northland 2-0. And so what does that mean for the WIAC standings? Well, it means that this bad boy is wide open still after today, as the Yellow Jackets and Stevens Point tied atop the standings at 17 points. The Pointers have the win in the head-to-head this year. The Yellow Jackets have one more conference win, and they have a better winning percentage in conference play. I believe head-to-head is the first tiebreaker, but as of right now, the conference standings has the Yellow Jackets sitting in first place, Stevens Point in second place, even though they are tied.
And on a 7-game winning streak.
Yeah, they're on a 7-game heater right now. They're playing really well, and the games they're winning aren't very close either. So they've got some good things happening right now. The Yellow Jackets 13-3-2 overall, 6-1-1 in the conference, and Stevens Point 13-4-1 overall, 5-2-1 in the conference. Eau Claire jumps into a tie for third place with River Falls with their 2-0 win over Northland tonight. So they are 7-10-1 overall, 5-3-0 in the conference, 15 points. River Falls 10-7-1 overall, 4-3-1 in the conference, 15 points. So you got those two teams tied for third. Eau Claire is listed first. I don't know who has the tiebreaker in that scenario there. I didn't dig that far into the standings or anything like that because it's all going to change in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, at any rate, four teams separated by 2 points.
You came into the night that way, you're coming out that way, and you look at it here. I mean, it's very, very close. So, yeah, this is WIC hockey at its finest. Stout sitting in fifth place, 9-7-2 overall, 2-5-1 in the WIAC. They have 8 points. So now you're seeing a little separation there. The Yellow Jackets have they're 9 points up on Stout. And Stout now 7 points back of Eau Claire and River Falls. So a little bit of separation there, and I'm thinking the Blue Devils got a little work to do.
And UWS has series against Stout coming in February, and Eau Claire
next week.
Yep.
Right?
So
they got two at Eau Claire next week, and following week they're at Stout, then they close here with Stevens Point.
Right.
So yeah, that's everything that's coming up here down the line. Northland in sixth place there with 0 points, and they're a 117-0-8 in conference play. So that's your up-to-the-minute WIAC standings. Time now, post-game show, 3 stars. Who do you got?
Third star tonight is UWS junior defenseman Tyler Ryder. We were singing his praises all night long. He had the assist on that first goal. Absolutely beautiful fake. Great poise, nice pass to the back door. And he also led the team with 6 shots on goal. He was active all game long, and there was going to be a UWS defenseman in the 3 stars tonight no matter what, because you could take your pick. There was a lot of outstanding performances on the back end for the Jackets, but got to give the nod to Tyler Ryder.
Yeah, he was really, really good, and he's kind of asserting himself more as an offensive defenseman now. You're seeing him, all right, rather than just flip it out or rather than just dump it, he's going to take the ice you're going to give him here. And he does a really nice job using that skating lane and working his way and taking the puck to the net. He's really good at that too. So
right, you can see him getting some power play time now as well, so definitely a good fit there. Second star tonight is River Falls sophomore forward Johnny Myers. He had the big goal on the power play to tie things up and was one of the players who was a threat when he was on the ice out there. And yeah, they have a handful of guys that you don't want to give too many chances, and I guess we gave him one too many tonight.
Yes, we did. So Myers the number 2, and who's your number 1?
Number 1 star. I mean, we're the hometown crew, so we're doing this our way.
Homerism's fine.
UWS sophomore Justin Dauphiné with his goal tonight, and just great performance. We talked about it after the first period. I mean, he's always engaged, but I mean, he was flying tonight. His wheels, his speed were just so effective, and he was so involved in this game and every facet of it. Just played a really outstanding game. I mean, not that it's all that different than how he usually plays, but he was really good tonight.
No, he is easily one of the faster forwards that this team has, but I thought, especially in that first period tonight, his speed was at a different level. And that was stuff we haven't seen all year long, I don't think.
And he's not just a streaker. He's involved.
Yes. Yeah, he's playing it in the corners. He's grinding it out on the wall. He's a little bit of a mucker too. So, I mean, it's Yeah, he was absolutely fantastic for the Yellow Jackets tonight, so I can't poke a hole in that argument at all. So number 3 star, Tyler Ryder, number 2, Johnny Myers from River Falls, and the number 1 star, Justin Dauphiné. Big sports day on KUWS tomorrow as it's a sports triple header, KUWS and Yellow Jacket TV, I should say. It'll get underway at 3 o'clock tip from the Mertz. Yellow Jacket men's basketball at home in UMAC play as they take on Minnesota Morris. The Big Sound Matt Johnson will have the call, beginning with the pregame show at 2:45. And then, 25, 30 minutes following that, the women will take the court as the Yellow Jackets take on Morris, and Matt Johnson will have the call on that one as well. And that will lead into Game 2 of this series here tomorrow night at Westman Arena, 7:05 face-off, 6:30 pregame, or at the conclusion of women's basketball, whichever of those things comes along later. Yellow Jackets taking on River Falls, and they need the points.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Definitely going to be a lot on the line.
Looking forward to bringing that one to you. It's going to be an exciting matchup here at Westman Arena, as all these games down the stretch are going to be. A couple back in the studio here tonight for KUWS, Chris Allen and Gus Schupp, who will probably from here on out be known as the Gus Bus. And I think he'd probably be okay with that with his affinity for the Minnesota Wild. So for Chris and the Gus Bus, for Bradley Lellis here at Yellow Jacket TV, for Jason Roan, John Garver saying so long from Westman Arena. Final score here again tonight. Yellow Jackets and River Falls skate to a 2-2 tie. River Falls gets the bonus point in the shootout with the 1-0 win. Thank you for making us a part of your Friday night. We hope you'll join us again tomorrow for Game 2 of this weekend series. Good night from Westman Arena.